On the Facebook, you're not logged in.
Hey guys. Welcome to the episode. I think we are live everywhere, or we should be at least. We have something new today. We're trying out Reddit and Instagram live as well. So I don't know if our Reddit is working because it just says there's no this thing. Oh, I see. Okay, it's just like this broadcast program is off air. I don't know how to make it on air. Okay, I just got a random notification. What is that? Hello, did somebody follow us? Okay, somebody did follow us. Hosso312. Hey, hello. Thank you for joining.
Welcome. Thank you.
We are just checking everything just once because it's the first time we're doing this. We don't want something to go wrong. So we just give us 1 minute. Okay, so I have the Reddit
notification.
It shows up on OBS and Twitch. Twitch should give you the thing.
I didn't see it on Twitch.
Are you logged in through our account?
Hey, don't do tech support here. Don't do tech support. Again, you're going to start doing tech support live.
No, our Reddit is not working, so I'm just checking that. Could somebody check Instagram? If anybody could check and see if we are on Instagram, that would be great.
That's the moderator's job.
Yeah, but we could just do it, right? It's like...
My phone is my camera, sir.
You have a tablet.
No, it's with my... it's not with me right now.
I see. Okay then. Let me just try to check Reddit just once because apparently these guys can't check anything on their own.
All.
Hello all. Yes, indeed, of course.
Our moderator says it is live in the chat.
Okay, and Reddit should be live now as well because it says we're broadcasting at 30 FPS, which is great. Okay, so guys, we are on. If anybody's watching through Instagram, please do comment. Please do let us know. I will keep a watch out over here. And everything should be good. Okay, Reddit is still not responding. At this point, I don't know what is wrong, to be completely honest.
Hey, chalega, shuru kar.
Yeah, hey guys, welcome back to our... We're reaching 50, aren't we? We're actually pretty close to 50.
Yes, next week. We are almost too close, as close as we can be to 50, Can't get any closer.
Yeah, did you guys ever expect us to actually go to 50 episodes?
I didn't. I thought I would stop. I would get tired of you all before that. But apparently I haven't.
Why would you get tired of us? What hate
I don't
is
know.
this?
It's just a thought that crosses my mind sometimes.
So you're just like, these guys are annoying. I'm just gonna not talk to them.
I'm tired of talking to these fucking weebs, man. I'm done with them.
Oh my god. Yes, of course. Our mod says that Instagram is not live. Fine, we do not do the Instagram, I guess, and Reddit because neither of them seem to care about us or how we work. Okay, you know what? 50 we shall get on all the services for sure.
Yes,
hopefully.
50 will be big. We like our first 1 year anniversary. We may not do anything for 50 either, but we're gonna try. Let's see. We're gonna plan something.
Hey, we did something for our 1 year, didn't we?
Yeah, we fucked around a little more than usual, I would say.
That is true.
So
isn't that
right?
counted as doing something?
Yeah, we did something.
I suppose. Nothing really special though, but...
Hey, this time Audi will decide what we do.
No.
Why?
Oh, it'll be an Audi special.
Yeah.
No.
Look how excited you look at the smile on his face.
Yeah, Audi will be the only one talking the whole time. How about that, Audi? How does it sound?
I hate it.
My
And
god.
that's the answer we expected, so he's doing it.
Audi doesn't have a choice. It's his job. We do this for a living, okay, guys? Like we get zero money out of it, but we do this for a living.
Do you want your paycheck or not?
Your paycheck of $0 whole dollars.
$0 whole dollars and a few rupees.
Do you want it, Audi?
Sure.
Do you see how excited Audi is right now? Can you hear the excitement in his voice?
Yes,
Isn't it
very
like
excited.
amazing?
As I said, I'm a bit tired. Been running around all day trying to finish off my project.
Yeah, Audi has given up on our laptops and he has decided to do his 3D modeling on other people's computers now. So he's been running around trying to find somebody.
Basically.
Yeah. He is killing it.
He is killing it. Audi has become a full-blown, beautiful 3D modeler. So if anyone has a job for 3D modeling, please call Audi. He's going to be right there.
Yes.
Oh my God.
He sounds. Audi is done today. Audi already doesn't want to participate in our podcast. Like even before we start talking about.
No, I don't mind talking about doctors too. Let's get on with that.
Okay, we are live on Reddit, it seems. Guys, thank you for joining.
Doing things in the background and messing around.
Yeah.
Can't you see?
Okay, so it seems like our on Instagram and Reddit we are extremely zoomed in, so people can see a bit of the image and they can see Sid's face, and that's all. I'm really surprised that anybody is here at all, but somebody upvoted it, so thank you. Hey guys, we're
Can't you
on.
fix that?
I don't know how to fix it right now.
What's the point of streaming that they'll just see my face?
Well, your face is very pretty, I must say. But
yeah, even though it's pretty.
Yes, for those who are joining us for the first time, for those who are joining us for the first time on Instagram and Reddit, firstly, I'm sorry for the way this podcast looks, but I'm not sure how to fix it. So if you'd like to listen in and watch Sid's beautiful face, you can do it. There are people watching. It's okay, let them listen for Christ's sake.
No.
Yeah,
if it's not good, we don't put it out.
So we are on the U Show. The U Show is a subreddit where you can sit and talk to other people, and thanks for joining in. If you would like to, you guys can participate in chat and ask any questions. We will be answering everything. Our mod is keeping track of Instagram, so our mod will let us know. Also, guys, if you don't like this, if you don't like the vertical format, if you want to see the other two people and have a little bit more interaction, I would suggest you come to our YouTube channel. You can just search Weeb101 podcast on YouTube and you should get it. So yeah, please join us there, because the Reddit and Instagram lives are pretty screwed and I don't know how to fix it. We are not professionals in streaming by any means, so I just wanted to let you guys know that we are making things up as we go. So
yes, we're doing shitty live streams for some reason apparently.
We are asking people to come to our YouTube.
Hey, that looks like shit. Remove it.
What looks like shit?
The freaking portrait cutout thing. It's so bad.
I'm literally asking people to come to YouTube. Just wait until people come to YouTube. For Christ's sake, chill. How disgusting. Do you? Oh my God! Can you stop?
Yeah, I don't want to put this shit out there.
Yeah, we will fix it, but
no, you won't fix it. You'll keep it running like this. I know you don't give a shit about it.
Let people come to YouTube, and then we will end Instagram.
No one will come to YouTube.
Oh my God!
Right now,
there are people on YouTube, so chill.
Yeah, they'll go if you don't end this shit now.
Okay, we will be ending the Reddit and Instagram streams apparently.
Thank you so much. Until we fix it.
So guys, if you can, please head over to our YouTube channel, or we are on Twitch as well. You can head over to either one. We will try to figure out how to get this done right before we start this again. So sorry about that for Reddit and Instagram watchers. Please come to YouTube. That's it. And we can. I will just check if everything is offline. Yeah, seems to be.
Our mod is telling us to ask them to focus on poddy instead of fighting.
Hey, this is
nobody's fighting
poddy,
except Sid, so
we are not fighting.
Okay, I have closed everything, so that should be the end of that.
Thank you. Yes.
We had 17 watchers on Reddit, so I hope somebody comes there. But anyway, everything else seems to be going fine. So yes, we can start the topic, I guess.
Yes, finally. Also, I feel like we could have used an image source for the Reddit stream, but yeah.
What? Sorry?
An image source. We could have just used that for the Reddit stream.
No, we can't use it. How do you want to use an image source? It's just a vertical video, so.
We talk about
but
it
then right now at least just like an impromptu.
Oh no, there's a guy here who won't let us do that.
So what? Replace the whole portrait with an image?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. I just don't want this cutout layout shit. Like, you can put a whole image in, but I don't want this weird cut layout thing.
Do we have an image that we can use for this though? You are visible.
Dr. Stone. Yeah, but you guys are speaking and nothing is visible, and this half layout bullshit is there. It doesn't look good.
But you do realize I have to change the mainstream, which is...
Yeah, I know. That's what I did. That's why I didn't say anything. We'll figure it out later.
Yes, we will figure it out later, guys. We are very sorry for the problems, but yes, we can do this now. So, Dr. Stone, I could not read the whole thing. In fact, I didn't read more than I talked about with you guys. So, I think I should go first then, because I know the least for this one.
Sure.
Really? I think we both know the same amount.
No, I think you know more than me.
Oh, okay.
Don't I? Don't you?
Yes.
Because okay, so basically,
We'll find out.
quick little way to recap things for people. Dr. Stone is a story where people get stuck. They turn to stone literally because of some mysterious power, and we don't know what exactly causes it. Except this one guy called Senku breaks out, and he's this genius scientist who figures out how to unstone other people, and then he starts rebuilding civilization by using a lot of different things, science, basically physics, chemistry, and biology. Figures it all out, and then there are conflicts that come up when there's this guy who prefers power over science, and basically a lot of stuff like that. And I still don't know much about it, but it seems really cool. It seems like a way to really you know how you always think of like, oh, I'm going to invent this, or you think of like, well, how fun would it be if we made this certain thing, even though you have no ability to actually make it. It's really fun. So that is what Dr. Stone gave to me, where I was like, oh dude, I have so many random ideas and random attempts at making things. I'm like, what if we did this? What if we did that? And then I end up screwing it all up. So
Dr. Stone kind of takes that concept and turns it over its head, and kind of it's like the genius that just uses like a rock and a stick and just makes like fucking, I don't know, engines out of it.
Except he's smart and actually knows how to do it.
Hey, I know how to do stuff. Okay, I have made a
few things.
I've made a few things.
Yes.
What
We've
haven't
tried
I?
making a few things, yes.
Have I ever?
Hey, what was the thing we were trying, Drew, where we bought did we buy the Pi or Arduino?
We
Where
bought the
were trying
Arduino.
And we were trying to make it send SMSs or something. What
we were doing a
remember?
GPS. We were trying to work with GPS at that point.
Yeah, so we bought an Arduino. We bought what was it called?
It was the Arduino, and then we got a GPS module for it.
And we got the GPS module.
It was a GPS module, and
then and we did some pro codings.
We didn't do any pro
Yes.
codings at all because you refused to code actually for it. So we basically just stole code from everybody.
We stole code. That's what I mean. Yeah, from Stack Overflow was probably what they are.
No, our use case was so screwed up that I don't think we even did Stack Overflow. It was some very niche this thing, dude. It wasn't just like.
Don't people just pick up code from Stack Overflow either way?
Yeah,
or is it
that's
like
what
supposed to be
most
frowned
people do.
upon?
Yeah, but I'm saying like we
not
were so
frowned
bad
upon.
that we didn't even go to Stack Overflow. We had to go to like some specific site which had Arduino code because we couldn't figure out for the life of us how to do anything.
See,
We figured out how to send SMSs to our phone from the Arduino module, right?
Yeah, but weirdly that only worked out like once or twice, right? It didn't even.
The location thing never worked. Like they were
No, the
showing that we
location
were
thing
somewhere
did
else.
work. We had a
I
bad
forgot.
chip originally. Our first location thing didn't work because we did not have the right module for it, and then we tried the proper, like a better module. I think we paid extra for it. That's all I remember, and somehow it worked, and that was the end of that. So after that, we just let it all die. We threw it all away because the Arduino stopped working. We did something, and I also got a shock from it because
I don't remember this.
Look, in my defense, okay, I had taken the Arduino off power, okay, and then I touched it, but I didn't realize that
it held a charge.
yes. So I'm very bad at physics, okay, it's very obvious. I failed physics in my school days, and I touched it, I got a bad shock from it, and then I threw it down, and then it still worked somehow, and then finally the power just like ended. It just stopped after that. I didn't know what to do. So yeah, basically we lost shit like that. Anyway, Random Otaku says, okay, can we talk about something now? I don't know if you guys read that, but yes, we are talking about Dr. Stone. Unfortunately, it's our failed adventures in life.
But this
so
Random Otaku, right? Every single time it requests me, he's like, what are you guys talking about? What are you guys, is like one of his like signature lines, right? Every single time.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, continue.
But yeah,
Listen, pay attention, Random Otaku.
My God.
Yeah.
I can understand the thrill of building something from scratch.
Yeah, exactly.
Made some shit myself.
Oh yeah, look at that cool weapon.
Audi is just showing off. Audi is just like, oh look, I made this. I made that.
But Audi
Well,
doesn't
actually
let us
did
play
make
with it. He always takes it
I
from
never
us.
let you play
like
with it.
an
It's like
angry
fragile
parent.
plastic at the end of the day. You can chip it so easily. This thing has been chipped so many times. I had to shave it down to shape to make it actually look like a knife. This thing was like this long before.
Make something durable, dude.
Durable, you say.
That
Before
would
we
make
get
something
access to these
durable.
new cosplay materials.
Something we can use to, play fight.
Yes, of course. You know how you go into a museum and just pick up swords for play fighting of all things, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you never done that, Audi?
I actually have.
And also,
But you've gone to a museum taken like an ancient
I don't trust Audi. That sounds like something he might have done.
There was like a picture of swords, a picture of swords on the side of the exhibit. I actually did pick up one. I didn't play around with it, but I was like picking it up and just
You
looking at it,
played
just
around with
fiddling
it.
with it and just put it back inside afterwards.
He's the man you're looking for, whichever museum you went to.
You'll never know who it was.
My God. But yeah.
But
anyway,
making stuff is fun.
making stuff
Making
is
stuff
fun.
from scratch.
Except I think it's going to be more fun if, well, we actually did something while making stuff instead of just breaking things. Because we kept breaking things, I don't think it was a good idea to go on making stuff, if that makes sense.
Breaking things is part of making things.
Yeah,
Even
but it
Dr.
can't
Stone
be
is like
it can't
failure
be
is
the
the
only
first
thing,
time.
right? It can't be the only thing that happens, right?
Well, I mean, if you give up after the first one, then yeah, sure.
Yeah, you
that
need to
will, that
follow
will be
through
the
with
only
it.
thing.
Hey,
Yeah, you
okay,
have to
listen,
kind of build up on it.
Senko didn't have to pay money to get the materials he needed, okay? We do. Okay, we don't have money. Okay, we're poor.
That is true.
We're from India, of course we're poor. I hope that didn't offend anybody, I guess. But yeah. Anyway,
It's
yeah.
like a known fact, but it's fine.
I really think this is actually, I think it's pretty good. I like Dr. Stone quite a lot. There are a few things that I really appreciated, like him making ramen. I would totally make ramen in a post-apocalyptic world if I could.
Yes, to blow people's minds.
Yes.
Yeah, like especially if it's like if
Random Otaku
nobody's
says
heard it.
philosophy. It's a meme now. Philosophy.
Hey, what?
It's
What?
actually
I
spreading.
didn't even say anything this time. What?
I think it's the part before we are talking about following through and finishing.
Oh my God.
But yeah. What
Yeah.
were you saying, bro?
I don't remember. Yeah, I would totally make ramen to like, just entice people. Be like, hey, yo, have you ever heard of this? Hey, have you tasted this? And then I seem like a genius, but I'm actually just an idiot who can barely make ramen, but for them it tastes like amazing.
Yeah, it's bad enough that you have to scrounge the ingredients from like different places, and I don't think you'd have the physical stamina to do that.
That's true. I would not have the physical stamina to do anything that he does. Okay, I'm
And
very
on top
spoiled.
of that, the
in this.
ramen will taste like absolute trash.
Yeah.
The
Hey,
refined taste
my ramen will
comport
taste
into the new
beautiful.
world. Right.
Yeah, but
It'll taste
even though
beautiful.
he wouldn't have the physical stamina, he would build something that would make it easier for him to like do stuff without having the
And
physical
so
stamina.
would I, because I am very resourceful, so to speak. I'll probably end up killing myself in some horribly stupid way. Okay, I agree.
Yes.
You'd soon learn how to tame animals than to actually build something to move yourself around. Which would be still cool, actually.
I would just prefer walking actually. Why would I risk an animal being taken and like dying over there? I was talking about city. Oh.
Oh,
Random
I'm
Otaku says I'm
philosophy.
talking. I don't understand that entirely, but
Anyways, yeah.
yeah, but there are a few problems with it that I did think of. I was talking about it with Audi, but why don't you guys start about what you like about this, and we can then?
I don't. It's like a long time ago, and in the beginning, I was just, I was reading, I was following through. I was like, okay, this stone world, and now he has to figure out how to break the curse, and then it went into this reinventing the all the inventions kind of thing, right? Where he's doing it again, and through that we are learning about how these things are done. People who didn't pay attention in chemistry class were like, "Oh, damn, these are these chemicals. You put them together to make this," and then they had the village, what was it, the festival or something where they had to fight each other.
Yeah.
What was that called?
I do not remember.
Yeah, sports festival.
Yeah, I just call it the sports festival because I forgot the name.
Yeah, basically.
Ishigami Village Sports Festival.
That part, for me, I stopped reading because after a while I was like, yeah, they're just inventing new things, and then I stopped typing. So, and I read it years ago. Yeah, so.
Yeah, there was like a spree right after that point where they do invent a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And I understand why it feels a bit monotonous, but then like for me anyways, I saw the fun in everything because they were giving like proper explanation for everything they were inventing, and they had a proper usage for it as well. And like I think if you read a little longer, there was a sort of convergence to that arc where Senku's knowledge kind of finally actually does something.
Okay.
And there is like a big moment where his knowledge does come to proper use. I wouldn't want to spoil it, but then is it fine if I spoil it? Because it's very hard to describe
proper
it.
use. Yeah, you can spoil it if you want.
Big spoilers then, if you're not read Dr. Stone. He ends up fighting Tsukasa, this thing. The Tsukasa army ends up.
Tsukasa is the other guy, the buff guy who went his other way, right?
Primate.
I expected them to fight, yes.
Wait, bro, how far are you into this thing?
Again, he starts making the smartphones, and that's when I stopped reading. I got a little busy.
So like right after that bit, the whole war thing begins. He basically makes the smartphone in order to communicate and kind of show the people in Tsukasa's army that there is something that the Kingdom of Science can provide. So there is this weird moment where you kind of notice, even though they were part of the old world, they're still kind of clinging on to these things, and they're like, it is the new world, but fuck it, I still want to kind of go there. And maybe it's that raw emotion that
he gave them smartphones, like his army provided them.
Well, he gave them something. It's that I wouldn't spoil, but then he did bring smartphones and kind of show them something that sort of gives a certain appeal to the Kingdom of Science.
Okay.
Random Otako says I haven't watched it, so IDK, what you're talking about?
Well, classic line again.
We're talking about Dr. Stone. The image you see on stream is Dr. Stone. So we're talking about that and what happens in the manga.
But basically Senku and his friends try to convince members from Tsukasa's army onto their side and eventually use these materials to gain a tactical advantage in this war. And there are some crazy fucking inventions that he makes, which kind of add a bit more to the story. I don't know how far you've gotten, Sid, but then they start making like the steam automobiles and shit.
What?
And they kind
I
of
don't
build
think
upon
I've gotten that far. No, definitely not.
So they kind of build upon that and start making vehicles for this war. And
They go
you
from,
just
like-
kind of see the reaction that these people have. They are not exposed to this shit.
Yeah.
And they're just wondering, yo, what the fuck is this shit? Why is this thing standing 7 feet tall, kind of towering
Hey,
over us?
I have a question, Adi. So, because about the timeline, because he goes from like the Stone Age to literally the industrial era, in a few years.
Like that.
Like
straight
that?
up. Yeah. So basically, it's I don't know at what point, but I think they invent the pulley, and right after the pulley, in order to jump into the industrial revolution, in order to craft things like gunpowder or things like processed materials, like advanced processed materials, they have to jump into the industrial revolution.
Yeah.
And for that, they just make the basic gear, which provides water wheel power.
Okay.
And that sort of provides the electricity to craft more shit. And goes on and goes just like that in a matter of a week or so. He invents 20 different things, and it just accelerates like crazy. It's a bit hard to like understand how quickly he can make those things, but they do provide a nice explanation for it. So I don't know, like I saw the appeal in that, so that's why I continued reading on. I didn't find it boring there. So maybe you should just give it a try and kind of reach that Tsukasa's war arc.
Oh, that's when it gets.
That's when it starts getting a bit hyped, yeah.
Well, that's
And
what,
after that,
that's what Forrest Dan said as well, right? Because he said, "Sid, you haven't watched the Stone Wars, which is where it gets really,
that's
really
the
good."
Stone Wars. Yeah, I think I dropped
certain things start tying in together, and you kind of understand that all these things that he was making so far was kind of like a loop-de-loop of coming back till here, and he kind of builds everything in the process, and it's kind of exciting to see everything converge and actually be used in this war.
Oh, interesting.
Like if you're not into crafting and stuff, it would get pretty boring. If you're not into like detailed shit, because then it would get pretty boring. Because they put up a lot of terms and a lot of things that you like. It just gets too long to read, but I just found it fun, so I just kept reading through it slowly and steadily.
It was interesting in the beginning.
Don't they just like dumb down the science stuff because they show Senku like explaining some. Senku throws around some big words, and then the idiot of the arc, whoever he is just like what? Yeah. No, even after Taiju, the dude who helps him, Chrome, yes. Even though Chrome is supposed to be a scientist himself, he's just like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, and it gives like a nice perspective on the dumber side of these inventions, which is nice.
That boy knows a lot for his age, huh? A lot about making
that
stuff.
He does, yes.
In Prodigy, holy shit. Like I won't be like, even though he's smart, high school kid who can do science stuff, damn, he can make a tank. Who knew he could make a freaking tank?
Hey, he's just OP, okay?
Yeah, he's too fucking OP, dude. He overpowers Tsukasa's army like there's nothing. It's like just right away. In a matter of like 20 seconds, I think they ended the war because they had a lot of these materials stockpiled and a lot of inventions backing them up.
It was like knives versus guns kind of thing.
Yeah, a knife to a gunfight sort of thing.
I see.
Except they didn't have guns, which is still very surprising. But it gives it that slight interesting factor to it. I expected them to just go straight. If they have iron, fuck it, they build guns right away. They start making like crossbows and shit, but they didn't go that route. So it felt a bit weird. But yeah, sure.
Well, they did have a lot of scary looking weapons, and the thing is, like, every time he does something, Senku is like, this is so good, and everyone's like, yeah, it's so good, and then he's like, when he's thinking to himself, he's like, this sucks so bad, I wish I was in Japan. Oh my god, I wish I could make better ramen. Oh my god, I wish I could do this.
So he said he wishes he was back before the thing happened.
Yeah, basically, like he kind of lays down his own contributions.
He hates most of the stuff he builds. He's like, this is not good enough.
Well,
Hello?
What happened? What happened? Why did you stop speaking?
No, your voice just lagged for me, so I thought something happened.
I was yawning. I was mid-yawn, and I'm like, why is everyone so quiet? Are you still doing some kind of tech support in the background?
No, I'm just making sure the stream is running wherever it is, and just trying to proactively kick out any issues. So I'll be looking down a little bit. Sorry about that. But yeah, also he makes the ramen, and he's like, wow, yes, this delicious ramen, and then everyone around him is like hogging the ramen, and then he's like in front of everyone, he's like, yes, this ramen very good, and then he's like, this is 10 billion times worse than what anyone in the modern world can make. Oh my god, I wish I could eat that ramen. This sucks so bad. This has an aftertaste. This has this, and I'm like, yeah, you know what, that makes sense, but that's my life, kind of. I don't have any of the fancy ingredients used for ramen, so
yeah, you know what, they found random like foxtail, was it? I don't remember. I think some weird brown foxtail or some shit like that.
Foxtail
to make the dough. Yeah, that's what they call it. I don't exactly know if it's like supposed to be soba or some shit like the grain used for soba or something.
But either way, it's very hard to get the grains right if you have no.
He's not a chef at the end of the day, but he still managed somehow.
He's not in anything, and yet he manages to do everything.
Yeah, he manages to do everything.
Like
an odd jack of all trades of sorts.
He's like their god basically at that point, providing them with everything basically.
Basically.
Well, it was kind of prophesized as one So yeah, technically he is a god at this point for the people of that village.
Yes. Why we have so much dead air today?
No clue.
No, Sid, you
There
can
were some
say
weird
something as
expressions
well.
on
You
his
know. No, I just had a very weird audio bug. Yeah. Sid, why don't you say something?
Dr. Stone, pretty interesting. I expected it to be boring because Sid said that he got bored after like 20 chapters.
Yeah,
like,
I did. Not 20, I read much more. I think I read till I found out what happened and about his dad and all that. I read it till there.
That is around like 30-ish, 27, 30. Something like that.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah,
okay, yeah. Well, basically, yeah. That's how much I read then.
Then, yeah, around like 60 chapters, you start seeing all these inventions come together, and yeah, it takes a while. If you're willing to just slowly read through the chapters, it'll take you a while to kind of get there, but it does get hype. So yeah, kind of hold out on the hype moments as such. If you
You haven't finished it though.
I haven't either. Surprisingly, I thought I would actually be able to finish it, but I haven't.
I got up to like 95 chapters, I think, and now I'll probably just finish it off in the next couple of days or so.
Yeah, Molly's gonna finish it. Nice. So yeah, what do you think about the inventions? You're saying you're really interested in the processes and everything, like how they were showing you.
The inventions actually look very interesting, considering they were put together very, I wouldn't say haphazardly, but very rustic. They had very limited materials at the end of the day, so they had to kind of make do with like sticks and stones to generate electricity and
Literally sticks and stones.
batteries.
Yeah,
basically like sticks, stones, and mud to create an oven so that they could make glass and so on and so forth. It's a very interesting way of going about it. I'd say if this was a survival situation, that would be the first thing to do if you wanted to make glass, but I'm pretty sure you have bigger priorities in a survival situation.
Yes.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
But that being said, very interesting methods being used, using manpower, using ovens and whatnot. But like, it's not the inventions that piqued my interest that much. It was the timeline as such. The astronaut. So they said that the astronaut came down 3,000 years before this guy, the Senku, broke out of his. So what I don't understand is, how is it that they never had the knowledge of these kind of things? I'm pretty sure the 6 astronauts that landed down on this island and created the village would have at least had the knowledge to build something like ovens, or would have had the knowledge to build something like basic medieval age weapons at the very least. They could have they could have made strings, they could have made basic crossbows and whatnot. Technology could have been a bit advanced for its time. Like, I'm not expecting them to make like fucking batteries out of scratch and whatnot. Fuck that. Even that is a bit too much for scientists on the run, like
Well, they were
without any materials.
Not batteries per se, but they were making a lot of other stuff. Like
I'm not expecting them to harness electricity and whatnot. Like, fuck that. But then they could have. They knew what iron was. They knew what magnets were. They could have, with that escape pod on them, they could have utilized all the materials in there, and they could have probably made more things out of it. They could have discovered iron. They could have passed on this knowledge down to these people. And you could make the excuse that the Ishigami village was closed off, but again, it was formed by these astronauts. So even if it was closed off, they could have had this knowledge hidden within them, and they could have just been using it all along, and they could have just sent out like 1 or 2 people just to collect materials and whatnot.
Like, did they give a reason as to why they didn't do that?
They just show them as dumb primates pretty much. They just like stuck on top of a hill with barely anything to survive like, a calamity, or
why the astronauts did that.
They did have a lot of technology that they could have shared with the people, but they could have taught them a lot about science, but then they made them like these borderline religious creeps. First time I made it on time, says Forrest, and not on time.
I don't know about time, but yeah.
He made it. But yes. Yeah, dude, one thing many years ago, I think when I was really, I used to play this game called like Little Alchemy. I don't know if you remember. And it's this game where like you start with earth, water, fire, like, and air, like 4 elements, right? and you mix fire and earth, it becomes lava. You mix air and you mix fire and water, it becomes steam. Then you add the air, it becomes like cloud. Then you add like you keep adding elements to like create a whole world, to create different things, right?
Okay.
So to earth you add like rain, and then it forms a plant. You burn the plant, it's from tobacco. Like it was just a fun game I used to play as a kid. You mix different elements that come, and you use those new ones to create more things. It was like it was like, you know, an alchemy game basically. And Dr. Stone reminded me of that, because even when he's inventing, he starts making things like basic things in the beginning, and he uses those things to make more complicated things. Like, you know, everything is being used, like even the byproducts. He's like, yo, we take this and this. So he's like building up into more, like he's building up the chain of evolutions based using the things he's already made, basically. Like,
but see, that would make sense if he was still alone at the end of the day. If he was alone and there was actually no one to survive with, that would make sense. That would kind of like him collecting raw materials and just making things from scratch. Sure, why not? But then he has a whole village over here. He has a whole village, and made by no one other than his own dad, for that matter. So,
Adi, about the previous things you were saying about the astronauts and all, Forrest Dan is like, should I spoil, Audi? You're saying wrong stuff. I could spoil, but I don't know where you are at.
I'm at like chapter 97, like 90ish. I don't really know the number, but I'm at the part where they kind of use they use flight as such. They take flight basically. So I'm not going to mention anything any more than that, but yeah. I'm expecting in the next 100 chapters or so for them to reveal something about why they didn't want to use this knowledge if they had access to it, or why his dad didn't want to share this knowledge, because it made no sense for me. Because I imagine at the very least, if I'm not going to share it, I'm going to use it for myself. If I were in this situation, I would at least use any knowledge that I have on me to just make shit and just use it for my own advantage. Yeah. And eventually, after I die, someone is going to come across these technologies and they're going to be like, maybe I should use this to my advantage, and so on and so forth. It's like the odd cycle of life.
Yeah. And
that it's kind of odd to think that this village full of people who do explore, mind you, they're not said that they're just stuck inside the village itself. They do go out on fishing expeditions and whatnot.
Yes.
Trips, yeah. So they do a lot of moving around in their general area. The Chrome collects a lot of shiny rocks and shit. So they have a lot.
Audi, they're on a rock, he says.
They're on a rock. Yeah, but they're shown as a fishing hamlet. They do a lot of fishing, dude. The Chrome is a guy who runs around collecting minerals. Their knowledge won't help. Why wouldn't it? It's not like they were primitive people just sitting over there and the astronauts walked into them.
Dan says, as for the passing of their knowledge, they already did that through the 100 Tales. But see, I agree with Audi over here, because the 100 Tales, while it was useful in terms of survival, it didn't really do the best job of them teaching science, which would have been a much better way. Yeah. So by teaching them science, it would be like, the next Chrome would have come much faster. And by the time Senku actually joined them, they would have had a lot more knowledge about.
Fuck the next Chrome. This guy Byakuya or Senku's dad, he could have been the first Chrome. He could have been the guy doing the most basic shit. I'm not asking to go over the fucking mountain with inventions and whatnot. Just craft wheels, craft crossbows, craft anything that you can think of that is not like modern day tech, because you can't make modern day tech, that's for certain. But he had access to buildings, he had access to his own escape pod, he had access to metals, he had access to electronics, he had access to a ton of other things, and he just chose not to use it, which makes zero sense for me. You can make the argument
those astronauts don't know science, they aren't Senku. Yeah, but see, even if you put me in the middle of a tribe of primitive people, okay, you know what, I would not even a tribe of primitive people. If I was repopulating the freaking earth, apparently I would teach my kids the basics that I know, at least. And astronauts do know a lot more than the average human being. They have a lot more training. They don't need to know how to tackle situations when if something goes wrong when they're on another planet or in the middle of space. They need to know how to fix their ship. They need to know how to work with software. They need to know all that stuff, right?
And even though all astronauts may not be scientists, like people who go, they have different specializations within science to explore like certain parts of space too, right? So they do know something. They are like really smart people in the.
He says everything you just said, I could argue with if you had caught up. Yes, we should have caught up, but unfortunately, other stuff got the way.
Again, probably in the next episode. But for now, just assume that this is what we know, and like considering what we know, this is our argument. Right?
Again, like, Dan, we're not saying we don't like the show. We really like it, or the series. We like it. It's just like we're just wondering why certain things are happening. About them having access to metals and stuff. No. It's not like we're saying like, oh wow, what an idiot! He couldn't even bring people to the modern age, even though everyone's stoned. No, it's just like we're saying we should. Primitive people would be really appreciative of learning. They aren't primitive though. They are the kids of these astronauts. Yeah. So it feels like they passed on no knowledge.
They were primitive because they had no knowledge, which makes no sense because the astronauts had all the fucking knowledge. Astronauts are some of the most accomplished people on our fucking planet. They learn a lot of shit. They have to learn a lot of fucking things before they go into space. The Soyuz astronauts or cosmonauts, they learn how to fend off bears when they land into the Siberian forest. Like, how do you learn how to fend off fucking bears? Unless you have to either be a masterclass hunter or you have to be a Russian cosmonaut.
Yes,
it's like one or the other. So they learn a lot of unique shit in order to be.
Yeah, you have to be Audi. The bear just runs away when you're Audi.
Yes. The bear is like new, but yes,
board a spaceship without having a computer or a spaceship. But again, see, I'm not even asking them to board a spaceship. I'm not even asking them to, again, put electronics out of the whole fucking phrase. Like, I'm not asking him, to break down electronics and recreate them for the later generations. I'm just asking that, if you have access to metal and if you have access to wood, you could make a lot of good shit, because we had electronics, 100 odd years ago? But we had access to everything else well before that. The medieval era was based on things like crossbows and ballistas and, like extreme technology that the Roman Empire had.
Some kind of machinery.
Yeah, they had machinery to do shit. Yeah. They weren't dumbasses.
Wood
they
and
had
iron
police
and everything,
The Greeks basically flooded the world with their
Hold on.
Boris Dan has said a lot of stuff already.
Yes,
read it out.
So Dan, I think, is first taking it personally, and second, it's you're misunderstanding what we're saying. Again, Dan,
we read out the stuff he said, then we can talk, because to the listeners they should know, right?
Okay, sorry. So Dan says they were primitive because they have nothing to do with the knowledge. There's no point in sharing that knowledge with the common people since they can't use it in any way. So it's better to pass it through the chief's family until someone modern is revived. Hold on. Varun says can't wait for them to make nuclear bombs and drop it on the moon. Okay,
the nuclear era, can't wait for that shit.
Okay, Varun retracted his message and Forrest Dan retracted his messages. What did Forrest Dan say?
He said no spoilers. And they were retracted.
I see.
Okay, see.
Again, found out.
Again, oh my god.
We don't mind spoilers as such. I think here it's like the thrill of discovery at the end of the day. Because we know what they're going to make. At some point or the other, it's going to come. It's just like the delivery of that invention at the end of the day. So whether you spoil it or not for us, it's cool.
But see, the thing we're talking about is, like, I'm just trying to simplify it so that there's no more misunderstanding. The thing we're talking about is these astronauts at least know the basics of physics and how a modern lifestyle works. While they cannot replicate the same modern lifestyle with all the luxuries that are there, they have basic understanding of, well, they're astronauts, so they know science. They can invent stuff like, proper wheels. They can invent stuff like pottery, like Senku did. It's not like Senku is going to be smarter than an astronaut. Okay, he's supposed to be a super genius. I get it. Okay, I take that back. But if you think about it that way, it's not like a high school kid is going to be smarter than an astronaut when it comes to scientific discoveries which are on which were happened eons ago in human history. So all they're asking is, why didn't they make the most basic things that Senku was making anyway? And why did they never try to remove these people from the stone? That is what we are questioning. It's not like we're saying, oh my god, this makes no sense, bro. Like, of course it doesn't make sense. It's a place where everyone gets turned to stone for 3,700 years and they're somehow alive at the end of it, and then they come out of the stone without any muscular atrophy of any sort.
Like the Chrome or these, like the whole village for that matter, was very surprised at the idea of an oven. Or
Hold
a furnace.
on. Dan says, I can't argue with what you're saying, bro. Sad face. Because spoilers. Okay, listen, Dan, there are like a few people here. Varun apparently already knows the ending. And
you can just go for it.
Yeah, you can tell us what it is. It's okay. Spoilers don't really spoil anything for me. These two are usually the ones who get spoiled, but even they're okay with it.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So if you tell us,
you can tell us what, it's fine. Yeah.
And Dr. the thing is, for astronauts, like even this thing to see Forrest Dance Point also. Yeah, I know all of them also can't build stuff. You know, I wouldn't expect an astronaut to know how to build an oven or build any machine. You know, you may know about it in theory, but you may not be able to actually build it. And make it for them. Like sharing knowledge is one thing. Like, yeah, you can tell them, yeah, these things exist. This existed back in the day, and that existed.
No, but see,
like if
you don't need to make an oven to make a wheel, though. You can make a wheel.
Yeah, you can make a wheel. Yeah, of course. You can do basic stuff.
Okay, hold on. I think Dan has finally reached the part where we said, so you can tell us the spoiler, because he said Dr. Stone makes 100% sense, no plot holes so far at least. Okay, you are a big fanboy of this series, huh? And then he said, okay, I think he's going to tell us why exactly we're wrong for thinking this particular thing. I'm not okay with big spoilers, says Random Otaku. Random Otaku, are you going to read the manga? Maybe. No. Well, now I don't know what to do. Okay.
Obviously, Sai, because he's in.
There's a character called Sai in Dr. Stone. Have I forgotten or have I seen them before?
I have not come across this character, no.
Okay.
So you remember when Byakuya landed on Earth, they didn't land on the mainland. They were on an island, a really small island. As for Senku, he found the village on the mainland. Varun, delete that, he says, because we have another spoiler.
Also, he's Indian.
Okay.
Okay. They didn't land on the mainland. They were on an island, a really small. But what really stops them from traveling? I don't understand.
No, forget traveling again. That's not the.
Not even traveling like large distances. Just getting out of the island. They can craft boats.
How small is the island?
No, again, why are you saying? Why are you saying all that? I'm simply questioning why they didn't make a wheel.
Yeah,
that is true. On the wheel argument,
they made fire, right?
The girl who
Sai is completely Rui's Japanese, says Forrest Dan. Yes, the girl who's on the stream photo right now. Yes.
Her. She kept lifting water. She kept lifting 5 kilograms of water every single day an absurd amount of water every single day to bring back to Ruri, because she had an illness of sorts. That could have been solved if they had the wheel. They could have just crafted stone wheels, and they could have been like, here is cart. Here you can put water. You can put 5 of these waters and take them to a village.
That is true. That's the only part I didn't understand. Also Dan says they can't make a boat that won't sink. Also, one of them did go to travel, but
they are a fishing village, aren't they?
But they sunk. So apparently
they probably made everything that they needed to survive. Okay. Random Otaku says, IDK, what is happening? I see. Wait, you said you're not okay with big spoilers, but then you don't understand what is going on either. Look, neither do we. Okay, we're just like we're very new into this series, so I'm not really sure if I understand it completely myself. Also, Dan says wheels would have been helpful. Yeah, that's literally the only question I had, actually, because everything else I can understand. Like, you don't want to go out too far because you don't really have too much of a benefit. You're not going to meet other humans per se. You don't know if you probably think you're the only humans left in the world. So I understand completely why they wouldn't want to go travel. But that question is like something like wheels. And one more thing I had a doubt for was, but they don't know how to craft them properly, says Dan. They don't know how to craft wheels properly. You don't really need to craft it very well to make like a rudimentary system, because we're not asking for like tank wheels over here. It's just like a basic bitch wheel, which it's a
Just
Like
like
a shitty wheel
cylinder,
without,
that's all.
which isn't a perfect circle. Yeah, you could
Yeah.
like
it could be a
hexagonal
crude circle.
wheel or
Yeah,
something.
it's still going to help, right? It's still going to be better than carrying huge these things. But then my only question is, maybe you can you don't need to tell me the answer if it's a spoiler, because Random Otaku doesn't want to don't want any spoilers. But Dan, why didn't they? How come they didn't find like any, I don't know, convenience store of some sorts, because they still appear to be in some part of Asia, at least, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
or even if they weren't in Asia, like
southern
every
Japan, I think.
No, but every country has like some store which sells stuff. So wouldn't they have like anything that could be used up to a certain point?
Like forget even
But there
stores,
was no
right?
this of civilization, right? There was
No,
all
but like
forest, right?
humans died. Humans were basically turned to stone, but then the rest of the organic matter that was there, that wasn't turned to stone.
Also said his father comes to Earth immediately after the petrification happens. So at that time they should have been like empty. Like even the technology should have still been working technically. So, bro, your question, I already answered it. I see.
And for the wheel, he said you'd need certain materials that weren't available on that island.
Like rocks? I'm not sure I follow, because like think of it like the fucking Flintstones, right? They made shit out of sticks and stones quite literally, and they were able to make their car that they would lift and run, obviously, but they were the fucking Flintstones at the end of the day. But it still rolled, it still moved. You could still push it and move it around to some extent.
So basically, Dan is saying, what I assume Dan is saying is that they landed on an island that had absolutely nothing, and there was no way for them to do anything at all. Which again, okay, maybe we will understand more once we catch up. But at least right now, it seems like they could have given them a little bit more knowledge. If not crafting the materials themselves, like they probably could have given them a little bit more knowledge before they passed on.
So he's saying that they landed on on the island, which means that they were the only humans on the planet, and they had access to whatever materials were there on that island alone. Which means they crafted a bridge using those materials, the bridge that we see in the manga.
We don't know when the bridge was crafted, I think is his point. It could be any time after. It could be, there were 3,700 years in the middle,
but then
so that's what.
That kind of adds more to the argument, right? Because if he didn't craft the bridge, why the fuck did he craft the bridge?
But he's saying it was a secluded island, and it was not connected to anything, and then I'm assuming something happens which connects it to the rest of the world. So maybe it's like recreating the first continent or something like that. I don't know.
They did say that in one instance they do say that Mount Fuji erupts again, and the landscape kind of changes because of it. And apparently Mount Fuji's eruption can cause the whole continent to go haywire.
Yeah.
And
The whole island, you mean?
No. They said the whole landscape changes basically. So, and Mount Fuji apparently erupted like 10 or 20 times in the time Senku was still stone.
Forrest Dan said there's a bridge, question mark?
Yeah, Dan, there's a bridge where there
is a bridge.
Those two stand guard, the two brothers, the one with the bad eyes.
The entry to the village, right?
Yeah, but I think I understand what Dan is saying. He's just saying like it's a boat. What? Huh? Okay, now I'm genuinely I don't think our chat is on low latency enough, It's just too confusing right now. Oh my god.
Okay.
Making a whole continent. But yes.
Okay, see the argument. See, I'm kind of lost on this shit right now because he said it's a boat. I'm trying to imagine how the fuck there's a boat in the middle of all of this.
A bridge boat.
Yes, a bridge boat.
Okay, Dan, just honest question, without bringing your bias into it, because clearly you love this a lot. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying like just answer this one question without that. If they made like makeshift wheels, can you honestly say that wouldn't have been possible even though they weren't like the smartest scientists or they weren't the best craftsmen in the world? Or don't you think like
I'm pretty sure someone would have come by and been a better craftsman than them.
Yeah, but at least like the knowledge to make a wheel, wouldn't that? Okay, they made a boat. He says. Again, what's wrong with wheels? Why does nobody want to talk about the wheels? It's like considered the most important discovery invention.
It's cool, dude. This Stone Age shit. Why do you...
My God.
Okay, you not forget even inventing shit, right?
They must have not felt like it. Dan says they must have not felt like it. Also, he says they made a boat to go to the mainland. They made a bridge on the mainland. Then the wheel. Yes, thank you. To be honest, I agree with the wheel argument now. He says, yes, the wheel was one of humanity's best inventions. It literally changed history. So that's like...
Wait, do they make fire?
I sure hope they did.
Okay, good, yeah.
Like, without fire, you can't do anything. Of course, they have fire.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. Again, that'll be like too much. Okay, you can't say that they don't know how to make fire. Then humanity is just screwed, right there, screwed.
They're still eating raw meat over there.
Yeah, but like as Sid said earlier, they had the astronauts are comprised of specialists. They're not made specifically for the task of walking in space. They are made with the task of surviving in space as well. There's some people, one of them is probably a farmer or a herbalist or an agriculturalist, and they have knowledge of food and shit. Someone is probably a craftsman, someone is probably a sailor, shit like that. You know, there are certain things there are certain qualifications that people do need at the end of the day. So they have knowledge. Now, I'm not saying they could use the knowledge to invent anything. Let's say that these guys were, on the brink of sanity and they didn't want to do jack shit with inventing anything. Let's just say they want to live out their days and just die creating babies and just, passing on the next generation with absolute fuck all. They had an escape pod and they had the materials on that shitty little rock that they were on. So they had to have at least made something. They had to have at least pulled apart the escape pod to some extent.
Okay, hold on. Dan says Dan is really active today, which is fun. And so Random Otaku says, bro, what is happening? Making a continent rather than a boat. They made a boat. Yeah. Okay, Random Otaku, I'm sorry. It just seems like this is not an episode you're going to be enjoying too much. So sorry about that.
He's like, what the hell are these guys talking about today?
Yeah. Random Otaku is like, why did I decide to come today? For God's sake.
Now you can read Dan's paragraph.
Without any roads or anything like that, and the village was specifically instructed to not wander about, to just settle down in a place on the mainland. Therefore, they didn't tell them about the wheel on purpose. So that I'm not even asking them to tell them. Fuck telling them. Unko boli mat. I'm just saying.
Audi just switches into Hindi the minute he wants to say something. Like,
I know, right?
Passionate moments, Audi becomes a Hindi-speaking person.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, make shit for yourself. Wouldn't you make shit for yourself? Why wouldn't you want to make your own life easier in a place where you have absolutely no help?
The thing is, like, Senku's dad basically assumes that Senku is going to survive the freezing. I don't know what to call it, petrification, I guess. And that's why he instructed everyone to wait for Senku. But again, that seems to be a weird argument, right? Like,
I'm not even... Wait for him all you want, but at least equip yourself with better things. Why are these guys actual cavemen discovering everything from scratch? Why haven't they at least come to the Iron Age where they know of things like iron and they know of things like alloys or something like that?
Hey, but again, Audi, that's not necessarily
would the
true.
Manga
because
still be even without that, would the manga still be interesting if they started the Iron Age?
Maybe.
From
like
scratch?
Again, that's the only argument that is there, right? If they
Dan says it wouldn't help them
cavemen
for themselves since they're on an island. But Dan, again, okay, Audi is going too much in that direction. You're going too much in this direction. Okay, guys, both of you, listen. Firstly, Audi, you can't expect them to immediately start making metals. Okay, that's really hard.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting them to make metals, but again, like things like the wheel.
Yeah, that's different. But you are talking about alloys and stuff.
You're talking about the Iron Age, dude.
Yeah, that is entirely different. That is very difficult.
Yeah, that's very difficult. Yeah, you can't just get
an
this.
escape pod. They have magnets.
Yeah, but an escape pod is like too small to actually repurpose into anything.
Dude? Yeah.
Maybe, but then they had access to a lot of materials. Is all I'm saying.
They didn't have access to a lot. They had access to some, but it wasn't enough to actually do anything. That's the first point. Dan, hold on, Dan. My God, both
Dan
of you
is going off.
Yeah, both
How
of you
would they make it
are
without
at
the
war right now. Listen, Dan, again, you are taking this the completely other direction, which is that nothing will help at all. If you think a wheel won't help just because it's an island, that's wrong thinking. You do need wheels, irrespective of where you are. It just not for traveling around, not for like carrying things, but just moving things from one place to another.
He says this will be settled on Discord. The escape pod was used for something else.
I see.
Again, both of you are in two different directions entirely. And again, Dan, shit.
Fine, we will read it and we'll kind of
it's a
see
good
what
manga
happens.
because they're talking about it a lot. Audi is
they
so
do.
invested in it.
Yeah, again, they have an explanation for almost everything so far, but let's forget the whole island, like what would have happened if Yakuya had applied one or two brain cells extra.
Basically, what Dan is trying to say is finish reading it before you. That's what he's saying. Because everything is like spoilers.
My God, Dan, you sound like me when somebody talks about One Piece.
Yeah. So he's like, escape pod was used, read it, you'll find out.
No, you don't. You need pulleys to transport stuff.
What
is your point?
Police use wheels.
Yeah, what do you think police use? Yeah, what?
I think the wheel came well before the pulley did. I'm assuming.
You need to be able to craft all that stuff. Then you do realize that humanity did come up that way, right? So much crafting is practically impossible there. Yeah, but humanity still literally did all that with basically nothing. And Dan says,
they used to rub rocks against rocks and make stuff,
Yeah, even we have proof of Stone Age weapons and stuff like that, and I'm pretty sure people at that time had literally no idea how the world worked at all. While these guys should have had a better. Also, okay, if pulleys, wheels, and platforms, Dan says, okay, again, it just seems like something that could be made. Even if you don't have too much knowledge, like I am the worst craftsman you will ever find in the world. Okay, hands down.
I can back that up.
Okay, I can't do anything without screwing it up. Humanity crafted that after making a settlement and making it so that
everyone didn't have to.
Everyone didn't have to farm. One farmer's
Another one of my fucking arguments, by the way. Why the fuck didn't they have anything to farm with? Fuck that. I find it
No
dumb that
agriculture.
they waited 3,000 years for agriculture to come by. That is fucking stupid.
One farmer's output was enough to feed more than one person. Okay, but
Okay,
again,
so they had a sort of argument, or they had a sort of this thing idea of Senku at least pieced it together after a while that the people of Hishigami village didn't cross a certain number because they had famine. They basically didn't have a lot of access to food.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure agriculture would have solved this problem 3,000 years ago. At the very least, they could have at least explored something.
He's like, that's how people start crafting and inventing, but you can't do that in the Stone Age. You spend your day doing is ensuring you get food. Yeah, so basically they were like hunter-gatherers, right?
But hunter-gatherers also had tools
shit.
Though, right? That's why.
Yeah, hunter-gatherers did have tools, exactly.
They made clothes, they made what's it called, the fucking slings, they made bows, they made spears, they made bags.
They made axes also.
They made axes, they made so much shit.
Okay, hold on. When was the first wheel created? Which age?
My God, we are going into specifics.
Now you're getting it, and never mind. Okay, you know what? This is like getting really confusing because I genuinely do not understand Dan's passionate hatred for us right now. Okay, you know what? When was the wheel
Mesopotamian
invented?
civilization is credited with the invention of the wheel.
The who?
Wow.
Mesopotamian civilization.
And which era was
So
this
that
again?
is
What date?
much later, right? It's 900 BC to 270 AD.
They had
That
spears
is
and
not
all that
fast,
stuff in
apparently.
Ishigami as well, but they didn't make wheels. Again, we
potter's
understand
wheel-
that they didn't make the freaking wheels.
It was
we
it
get
was late
it that we
Neolithic,
didn't.
Audi. It was
So
late
that they don't
Neolithic.
wander off and get them. So
Late Neolithic is the last part of the Stone Age. Like
Okay,
the last stage
hold
of the Stone
on.
Age.
Dan, I have one question to ask you. Okay, and after I ask this question, we are all just going to do time pass until you answer that. So, If Senku hadn't woken up, what is the fate of these Ishigami people? Please let me know.
I know, right?
Audi, wait. Let's just wait for his.
So how was your day today, Audi?
Yeah. Also, Control 9K says in the village, obviously. Yes, obviously, you're right. The village, the very famous village that we all know and love. But yeah,
He's like, read all the messages in the rant, bro. Go up and read everything before you say. Look at his brew.
Listen, Dan, you should know that you are on a delay for us, right? Because streaming is not instant. So we do talk about something and then read your message and then talk about something and then read your message. Which is why all I want to know is what would happen if Senku didn't come. They stay stoned. Control 9K, you are technically late, but they weren't stoned in the first place. So I'm not sure if you are memeing or something. They'll keep on staying in their place until someone overthrows the chief. Yes, you do realize why that's a bad plan, right?
For 3,000 years, mind you.
Like, I understand that his son is a genius and all that,
more.
but would you really trust the entirety of humanity's remains to just this one dude? Wouldn't it be better to give them like a jump start? Tommy 123, hello Tommy, glad you're joining in.
Hi, Tommy.
Yay.
He's just laughing.
He's just laughing, yeah.
Shit show.
And then discovers everything on their own. Yeah, but that's my question. Why can't they discover things earlier?
We are not even saying like this is like the beginning or something. Like this is like 3,000 years
Dan
apart.
says that would take nearly 2 million years of slow progress. Again.
Really? 2 million years. Again, the whole of humanity progressed within 4,000 years. Or I think 3,000 years if you want to.
Everyone knows the world was created 2,000 years ago. God, what did they teach you in Bible class?
No.
Yes. But again, 3,000 years. Let's not forget about the previous civilizations before that. In 3,000 years time,
much.
We went
Wait,
from
are you talking about in our real life or in our
real life? Like we had progress well before that, but considering this, we advanced technologies really fast over the past 2,000 years.
Much older than 3,000 years ago.
Okay, guys, listen. Both of you, okay. Dan is hyper focusing on Dr. Stone. Audi is hyper focusing on the real world. Okay, you both need to like figure out a conclusion. Okay, here's the thing. What happened?
The Neolithic age itself is 12,000 years old.
They can't discover because they're dumb. See, Control 9K is like the chat of the chat right now. He just walks and cracks a joke and gets out. Yep. No, but okay. See, okay, everybody gotta chill. Okay, Audi. Don't expect them to get 2 million years of, again, as Stan says, 2 million years of progress in the little time that they have. And Dan, yes, it would have taken them that much time if they wandered off on their own. But if they had a basic understanding of science, not only would they trust Senku faster, they would also be able to advance in a certain direction at least until Senku comes and finds them. I solved it. I got it. I think Dan. I think we broke Dan. I'm pretty sure we broke Dan.
Yes,
I've got it. Yes,
but anyway,
I hit my leg really hard. Ow! But yeah, so again, we are not expecting them to be these amazing human beings who just like run ahead with all sorts of things. It's not even like we're saying it's a wrong thing in the manga. It's just a question which we don't know the answer to. Byakuya took into account the possibility that they never made it out of that island. Okay. And why would... Okay, I'm just going to wait for Dan to complete his sentence. So, guys, what's up? How's your day?
It's pretty good.
Day was pretty fucking good, I must say.
Yeah, went for a good walk.
I had to walk around a lot to find a cyber cafe.
How much did you walk, Audi?
I don't know the exact distance, but at least 2 hours.
What?
Okay, wow. What? You walked around for 2 hours trying to find a cafe?
Also, why don't you know the exact distance? You're not Senku, you have a phone in your pocket.
Yeah, you have a phone, dude.
Too lazy.
Too lazy to literally open it and check it. It does the work for
My
you.
phone is my camera right now. I have to like lift it.
Not right now.
Yeah, but before, goddamn.
And why were you walking around looking for cyber cafe?
Do you even
don't
play
just like
Pokemon
maps?
Go?
It was like nearby places, so I didn't want to like
Google
spend.
Maps it and freaking take and...
That's true.
Some locations are there that were there on Google Maps are shut down right now, so I had to go check.
You call them. You just be like, "Hello, are you open?"
Bro, speaking of people who still live in the Stone Age, we
But
can
yes,
already
you'd
walking around trying to find his way,
you'd find out that calling people doesn't really help.
lost in the desert
Yes,
for 40 years.
and Audi says this, and then he's like, "Well, why couldn't they advance to the Stone Age?"
I know, right? Why couldn't they
Wheels
advance?
were-
I still
okay.
walk.
Dan says
They don't
wheels
live
were
back. Look at their
invented
phones.
in
What do you
4
want me to do?
BC. Okay, the point noted. Spears, and he's going to say were invented in some other BC or AC.
Yeah, we know spears were invented before wheels were aware
I don't
of
know.
that.
Yes.
I feel like I'm in class and I'm talking
I know.
the chat because I currently don't know what is happening. Okay, random
And you are completely out of the
for
loop,
your
huh?
for so that you can follow along. Audi and Dan are two bulls which are locked into each other, like trying to figure out who's right.
I'm right. No one else is.
From
Audi's never said that
and
before.
Dan says
Wow,
from
doesn't
that I
make
can
sense.
infer it's hard to make a wheel that would be more efficient than just walking. Okay, but okay, we just wait
Well,
for
they
him
don't
to
have to-
finish his point.
Yeah, I
Yes.
don't think they'll have to Flintstones him using the wheel. I don't expect that.
Yeah, but Audi, so why
But
didn't
Audi,
you call
what is
people?
your defense, Audi? Yeah, why
I
didn't
did
you
call them. None of them picked up. I had to go
Audi,
check
why
it out.
didn't you
If
use
they
the
didn't
wheel,
pick up,
Audi?
they're closed.
No, you'd be surprised. I called someone, they didn't pick up. I went there, the store was open. I'm like, oh, I call kiya tha aapko.
How smart are you to go somewhere after you call them and they didn't pick up?
You'd be. It's a fucking gamble.
Hey, you
at
know
that
that's
point. Everyone
Audi.
is like,
Audi
how?
That's true.
always
Audi
does
always
that.
takes-
Yeah,
yeah.
it's his bad
So
habit.
Byakuya may
I
have
have to
told
check.
them about how to make a wheel, but they couldn't have made any wheel. Okay, you know what? This is kind of sad, but like this is like the most viewers we ever had. Control 9K says that random otaku, how was your day? I don't understand either. Yes, yeah, that is. I like how people don't understand anything and they're sitting for this podcast episode like fully. And when we're trying to talk about something that people do understand, everyone's like missing. It's like radio silence.
Yeah, there's no one. Yeah,
It's
it's just
such
us
limited
talking to
resources and
ourselves.
with so much focus on just surviving. But
Well, depending,
Right.
like, have you seen shows like Alone and stuff where people are trying to, like,
I have not.
there are these survivors. So
I
there's this
have.
show called Alone. I told Audi about it. So there are these people, basically, they can choose like 10 items, I think. I forgot the number. And they have to go live in the wilderness.
Oh,
and
yeah,
in different
yeah.
parts. And whoever survives the longest wins like some amount of money. And basically, speaking of surviving, their basic tasks are just to like hunt and build shelter. And whoever can survive doing that the longest like wins. But in that case also, I don't think they'll have to invent any. I don't think they have to make it
they don't
easier
have
for them
to invent anything because they
Yeah,
already
that's what I'm
are
saying.
equipped
Yeah.
with basic tools. They can
No.
light a fire.
Yeah,
if
they don't have
want to.
something like the wheel, but
They don't
they
have something
still
like the
carry
wheel.
things
Yeah.
after they kill it back to like their shelter and cut it up and freeze it. They made like boxes to keep it and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
that's
even
But
food.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
they
you
do
can
basic
still-
stuff. They like hang
Yeah.
food up in a tree so that the animals don't get to it. Like
Random
stuff
Otaku
like
says,
that.
I'm never missing. Yeah, that's true, Random Otaku. We appreciate you a lot. You are the most, you have the best attendance for Weeb101 podcasts.
A
So
wheel is something you can craft with dedicated exploration and dedicated crafters, while society has already evolved to a point where they've invented money and specialized.
okay, one sec, hold on. Before you guys
Yeah,
go
so
on with
the-
your fight,
the wheel was
Control
made
9K
at
says,
the
sorry, I just
point-
joined again. No problem. Stay here now. Tommy123 says, yes, I concur.
Yes, I
Yes,
concur.
very
He's
good.
following
And
along, yes.
Random Otaku said, Control 9K, I'm good. Glad to know you're good, Random Otaku. I hope
Yeah.
everyone in chat is doing really well because YouTube
Yes,
is pretty
yes.
much the only place anyone gives a shit about us. So,
See, Audi, speaking of what Dan is saying, right? If they were in the early stage of the Stone Age, yeah, they couldn't have made the wheel because the wheel also was invented around, if they were doing it on their own, around the time when agriculture was invented. It's around the same time. Like when it was towards the, towards the beginning of the Bronze Age, I would say. And the
I
end
think
of
they
the
had
Stone
like
Age.
access to animals and whatnot to transport things, but yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
the wheel came well later on. Yeah,
Yeah, well later, yeah. Before that, they didn't have that concept. If you're talking about ages when things could be invented, like
yeah, but
seeing
the
how
major
our world did
difference,
it.
the only
Seeing
major
how our-
difference
but
between our history and this history is that they were
Yeah,
the people who
exactly.
started
That's
this
what
one
I was
already
saying.
had the knowledge.
They already had
just-
the knowledge, and also even after Senku came, it progressed much faster than our world did.
Yeah, of course.
So you can't
that is
apply
true.
the.
But that's the basis of my argument. They had the knowledge.
Okay, now I need
They
to
had-
leave. Even if they were told, I don't know what they were told. But
They wouldn't be able
Dan
to.
is still pissed.
I'm pretty sure if they were told like a basic way of making certain things, they would be able to do it. They aren't so incapable of making basic.
Okay, Dan,
tools
listen.
that kind of
Hold
carry
on.
humanity.
Okay, you know what? Let's just not say the word wheel. Okay, no wheels. Wheels are unnecessary. Wheels serve no purpose. Okay, fuck the wheels. We're never saying the word again. Okay. My question changes,
Maybe
Dan.
I
It's
see
not
Dan's
about
point,
it's not
actually.
about the W
My
word.
God.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh my God.
But yeah,
Miranda Motako
anyways,
says,
I'm
by the way,
gonna
watch Boku no Pico better than My Hero Academia. Well, Dan, again, my question changes. It's not about the wheel. Is it? Why couldn't they just pass on any information that would have helped them in a better way? Because these people still see science as sorcery. Okay, now let me put forth a new situation. These guys think science is sorcery, and if our history has proven that every time someone's a witch or a wizard or whatever the hell that is, they were put to death more often than not. So there's a very good chance that Senku would have gone in and done something, and they were like, he's a sorcerer, end him right now. So
That's kind of the
at
mentality
least
they
some side
entered
of
with as well. Yeah.
Well, they had that up till the medieval ages, much after.
yeah.
No, but I think what Dan was also saying is even if they had the knowledge, they wouldn't be able to apply it and
Yeah,
make
but
something
again,
like the wheel to use.
it just makes no sense that again for the upteenth time we are not saying the story sucks or the series is bad. We're just questioning things because we have limited knowledge.
Questioning attitude, Renaissance. Ooh,
Oh my God.
history.
Yeah, so my only question is, what if they just killed Senku on sight because they thought he was a magician who was coming out, or he's like, some devil's bitch or something, devil spawn who just came up to kill all of them in mysterious ways? Because those are like legit things that people used to do in real life as well. The Salem witch trials, for example, that was like horrific. So
And but the basis of these witch trials was also religion at the end of the day, and these guys didn't have religion. They had the 100 stories, which in fact told
but they
of
didn't have a
sorcerer.
religion that we have in our world, but they had religion. The 100 stories was their religion.
The
Yeah,
100
it's kind
stories
of
was
a
the religion, but
religion.
they were still exposed to something. Like at the end of the day, not enough to straight up call everyone out of the village and be like, Senku, magician, capture it.
I don't know. When he was putting that white powder in that girl's mouth, that was a real
Yeah.
weird scene.
What?
We all know.
Sid doesn't remember, and he's just like, "What? What did you just say?"
Bro? What? He was putting some white powder in some.
Yeah, he
What?
makes her go on her knees, and then he pours white powder into her mouth.
I'm interested in the nature of this white powder. Can you enlighten me on it?
They
Make
do.
it how you will.
They didn't kill Chrome, who they called a sorcerer. But Dan, you're talking about something that's already happened in the manga. We are not talking about, again, nobody invented anything in the manga. The question is, what if this had happened? Isn't that a future? Isn't that a possibility that should have been foreseen?
Hypothetical
Control
situations.
9K says if they did, then the anime would end. The big anime wouldn't be able to make the big stacks. Yeah, we are kind of aware of that. This is like a argument of ours, considering the basis of the story
They
itself.
need the big stacks.
What if?
No, I don't even think it would make it bad if that happened.
Yeah,
I would
it
actually
wouldn't
enjoy it
actually.
still. But yeah, it's just a questioning of the story. Like, why exactly did they go this way? I wonder is the only thing. Not, oh my God, you guys are so bad. Can't write a story. Pff.
Yeah, that's not what he's trying to say.
Also,
Even
Random
they were
Otaku says, what
slightly-
weed? What? Where did you get that from?
What?
Huh?
Oh, dude, they had to, like, there were weeds in their land, because they weren't taking care of it and gardening, so lots of weeds
Right.
were growing. That's what he's talking.
Right.
Okay, they must have known what a wheel is despite being able to make it. When Senku made a car in the anime, they knew what a wheel was, but they had never been able to make it before. You know what, Dan? If you had said that at the start, we could have avoided this whole argument between you and Audi. You know that? You goddamn could have said that before. You did this on purpose. You just wanted to fight about something. You could have just been like, hey guys, do you know that they find out about the wheel later and they actually seem to know what it is? And I would have been like, okay, that seems interesting. Okay, they probably know. That's probably answered somewhere. Instead, you decided to talk about the freaking wheel more. Random Otaku said, you said white powder. Why is weed white powder?
I think he's talking about.
I think he's talking about Weed Killer, dude.
Oh my god.
He's talking about the one of the original ingredients of Coca-Cola.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that makes it much better.
One of.
That makes it much better.
Probably the main ingredient of fuel.
Yeah. Not
Holy
the cola nuts, the other one.
Yes.
But yes.
I've been saying that weird thing.
No, you literally, the first time you said that. Literally the first time you said yes. Then when Senko made a car, they knew what a wheel was. Till now, you were saying they have no use for a wheel. They have no use for a wheel. They have no use for a wheel. You could have just said they make a car later in the anime. Watch it, and that would have given us the context we needed. Because as we said, we have partial information. We're just trying to figure out why. Control 9K.
We're not going to say that.
Yeah, Control 9K.
We read what you said. We are not
I
gonna say
don't
that
think it's a good idea to say that. Yes,
I don't think Paul's don't want to also spoil it.
Yeah, but again, Dan, I said they probably knew what it was. Sounds like you're theorizing. You could have just said it happens later. Just wait and watch.
Yeah.
This time I just backed it up since I remember that moment. Oh my god, this is like Sid exactly. You know, Sid does the exact same thing. You know, he does the exact same thing, right, Audie? Like he'll argue about some random shit, and then 5 years into the argument, he will make the first valid point with a random collection. He's like, I just remembered, okay.
I've always been right when I argue.
Again, and random otaku says, oh yeah, Coke is what I meant. Yes, Coca-Cola,
yes.
no other type of Coke, yes.
Don't really prefer it, but yes.
No, you buffoon. You're a buffoon.
Like, okay, we're not even saying have them invent anything. Again, don't invent anything. It's fine. But they would have probably made something to make their life easier as well. So that something could have just been passed down from generation to generation.
Let's Dan is clearly about to burst a blood vessel. So could you give an example of what you mean?
I don't want to say the accursed W word you say.
I actually need to start working. Sorry.
Monkey brain stimulated. Yes. We do have monkey brains, that is true. Except Sid, he's like the real wrinkly one, as you can see from his face.
What's a wrinkly one? Are you saying my brain is wrinkly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Audie and I have smooth brains.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you.
I will meet you guys in 15 years, proving you wrong. Neuron connections form. ED. Forestdan.exe has stopped working.
But my point is, like, they
again, I don't even get why you want to prove us wrong.
In 15 years, I think you should hurry up, because I don't know.
Yeah, you should really hurry up. I won't last 15 years. But I still don't understand why you have to prove us wrong. We're not saying we are right about anything.
We're not saying anything
it's
is right
literally
or
just
wrong.
questioning it based on our limited knowledge right now.
Yeah, that's all.
Like, again, assuming we were thrown in a similar situation, I think we'd at least come up with some things.
Speak
to make
for
our own
yourself. I
life
just
easier.
killed myself.
I see. Interesting.
I'd wake up and be like, fuck, everyone is stoned. Why am I not a stone? I should just what's the point, dude? Like, nobody's there to even live life. I just kill myself.
Yeah, I think Brew would be the first one to die in a situation like that.
If you I'm sorry, I'm not allowed, but the pact that you guys forced me into isn't applicable if you both are stones. I'm not going to revive you, fucks.
But we aren't.
Oh, I can break Audie's leg at that time. Holy shit, it'll be so much fun.
You can try. You can try.
It was a Sid reference. Look at this brew. Why are we talking about brain surgery after talking about wheels? Well, Random Otaku, we are a mysterious people. We're very scientific, you see.
I think
window shutting down noises.
if Audie tries to if you try to break Audie's leg, his stone leg specifically, I think your leg is the one that's
if I try to break Audie's stone leg, it's going to be easier than Audie's actual human leg.
Well, yeah, that's true. I can't argue against that. Yeah.
Maybe a crack, sure, but maybe.
Nope, full out. I'll just break it somehow or the other. But yeah, again, okay, you know what? This episode has been fun for me because I've never heard Audie speak this much in life.
This is Audie's most active episode. It's amazing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I just realized something else. Audie is no longer Dan's favorite. Okay, this must seal it. Right? It has to, right?
Has he left? Has he not? We shall never know.
Dan, please let us know when you hear this. Is Audie still your favorite? Audie's now regretting it. He's like, shit. Goodbye. I have stuff to do now. No, wait. Don't leave without telling us that Audie is not your favorite. Oh, Audie,
I think that
living
gives
in
us an
denial.
answer. I think that gives us an answer without giving us an answer. Bro, but this is very nice. Audie was so active.
Yeah, look at that. Audie is threatening. He's swinging his freaking knife as well. He's like, Dan, you dared.
Yeah.
Meet me in 15 years and I'll end you in 15 seconds. Okay. Dan.
Yeah, I think he's now actually.
Is that a One Piece reference, Dan?
Fucking Dan. Stop that shit.
Yes, I've heard it. I've heard what? What did we tell him? I forgot.
Something. I don't know. You guys were talking. You tell me.
Audie and Brew and Sid are my favorites. What? So what? Audie's level just came down to ours? Is that what you're saying?
Damn it.
Audie, come off your pedestal.
Yep, Audie. Okay, you know what? That's fine.
Like, come on my pedestal. What?
I don't want to come on your pedestal.
Yeah, I don't want to come on your pedestal either.
Thank you
That's
for the
fine.
offer. I'm out. Yeah. Thank you so much, Audie. But I'm not interested.
Also, like Dan and Audie's argument has gotten everybody out to chat today. That's like beautiful.
Meet me in 15 years and I end you in 50 seconds. Why is this a quote? I didn't say it.
Yes, this is Audie's quote. Thank you, Dan.
This sounds like this sounds like one of those that bot that makes like demotivational messages and puts it on inspirational backgrounds. It's like that.
That's gonna go on a shirt, Audie.
Random Otaku says, okay, so talk about how Ging birth gone. Okay, I'm not falling for this. You guys will leave the minute I do that. I'm not falling for it.
Random Otaku is still pissed at you when talking about that shit, by the way.
Yeah.
What else did you read this week?
I didn't read anything else. I was trying to figure out how to stream to Reddit.
Right here that you read this week.
Oh no, screw that. I'm not talking about that.
Something right here that you read this week.
No, I'm not talking about that at all. Okay, guys, Sid gave me this book and he was like, this is the guy who illustrated for
Roald Dahl.
Oh, Roald Dahl, yeah.
Yes, Quentin Blake.
And I was like, okay, that sounds fun. I like those illustrations. I'll check it out. And then he sent me on a depressive freaking episode again.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like I read My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness again. It was that freaking...
Yeah. For those who don't know this, Sad Book by Michael Rosen.
Yeah, see, it's kind of your fault for reading a book that has the title Sad Book on it.
Oh, you'd think that someone who just like is doing illustrations for Roald Dahl was just trying to show off something nice and small, like a fun little story that kids and adults can both enjoy. Except if a kid reads that, the kid will kill itself.
Connect the dots, dude. It's Sid who gave you a book called Sad Book. At that point, you should just avoid it. You avoid
he
people
loved
should
the
just
book,
avoid.
by the way. He absolutely
No, I hate
loved
it. Random Otaku says, trust me, I am never missing. Yes, I agree. You are never missing. It's very nice to talk to you all the time, Random Otaku.
Yeah.
Forrest Dan says, bro, you should read Sunny. It's a nice manga. By the same guy who wrote Ping Pong. This the Forrest Dan is like trying to trap me here again. It's very interesting, very interesting.
Oh, it's Taiyo Matsumoto. Yeah, freaking love that guy. Taiyo Matsumoto, dude, the guy who did Tekken Kinkret also that I keep telling you about.
So this is definitely a trap, isn't it, Dan? Isn't it a trap?
I've been with Taiyo Matsumoto Sunny. I've seen Ping Pong, Tekken Kinkret, and number 5, which I remember I told you number 5 was very confusing for me. I couldn't understand his number 5.
Oh, okay, now Sid became Dan's favorite. I need to do something that makes Dan like me as well. I feel unloved. How could you? How could you guys?
I've been telling you to see Tekken Kinkret for years, okay?
Hey, Random Otaku, don't you like me the
how
most?
much I love it.
Control 9K says any new One Piece doujin you might have read this week. No.
Probably has.
What?
He probably has.
No way. I would never go down to such lengths. Yes, I never. Hey, what? Random Otaku says so. Let's talk about how Ging birth gone. Of course, that's a very interesting topic all of a sudden.
Sorry, I have work to do. Bye. It's nice. Nice.
Sunny is just 39 chapters. Fine, I will. Sid actually just shut off his video just to mess with us. Okay, Forrest Dan, I shall read Sunny, and then I shall be sad, and then I'll cry in the next
Sunny,
episode.
Actually, freaking love Taiyo Matsumoto. I'm interested what Drew will think about his style.
I really just want Audie to have an opinion that's different from Dan's. It's literally all I want.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, a few more episodes like this, and we can like take down Trash Taste.
I see. With just our one or two
Trash who?
viewers.
Dude, remember that small YouTube channel that one of our viewers said we were better than?
I know this podcast called Trash Tuesday, which is pretty good.
No,
Trash
what, someone in our chat said like, hey, you guys are much better than this weird channel called Trash Taste, and I was like, yeah, of course, nobody's heard of that.
Oh yeah, I'll check them out. I don't know who you're talking.
No, don't check them out. They're terrible.
Okay, I see.
Forrest Dan says it might not be sad.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think I believe you when you say that? But yeah, all I want is for Sunny is a One Piece reference. Oh my god. Dan is like going to lose his shit again.
Yeah,
also, did you
Dan
get
is
sad
done.
after watching / reading Ping Pong? Ha! I never did because Sid suggested it
He's
to me.
never done it. Yeah, I suggested and he never did. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'll tell you what happens. Okay, when Sid says this person said I should try it, and then that time I will try it. If Sid says I tried it, you should try it, I'm like no. And if he doesn't say who suggested it to him, whether it's him or somebody else, it means he's using me as a guinea pig. So I don't try it that time either. I have had too many bad experiences with
whenever
Sid
I tell
so
Bru,
far.
hey, I saw this, I really like it, you should check it out. He's like, no, I'm not watching it.
Yeah, it's my automatic reply.
Yes.
Also, Dan says, nah, you won't be as funny as Trash Taste feed Chris Broad.
Who's Chris Broad?
Yeah, who that?
Who is he?
You actually don't know Audi. Yeah, I don't
do.
think Audi knows. Oh, Audi does. Okay.
Ping pong hits hard. Yes, that's why I don't watch that
Yes,
stuff.
ping pong does hit really
see
hard,
the-
and I think Bruce should definitely read it, as I've told him many times.
Yeah. I'm not
Audi
going to
has
fall
seen
for your
ping pong.
guys
Audi
to
loves
crush
ping
me.
pong.
It's relatable. Shows it to you as it is.
Audi, you've seen ping pong too, right? We are talking
Long
about it.
back, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw there was an animated video of a ping pong match that I did see, and I
Oh,
do
you didn't
remember-
see the whole thing.
I don't think I saw the whole thing. No, I just saw the video alone. I think you were the one who suggested the video itself,
Oh,
and you're saying
I
it's
don't
like
remember.
top quality animation or something. This was like
Yeah,
long
I think.
ago.
Oh, yeah, I think I was showing you like
Yeah,
really good
very long
animation
ago.
that I
Yeah,
like, and I think I showed you
This
one
was
of the
on your
scenes from
PC at the
ping pong.
time, and you were just showcasing some videos, and you're like, nice videos, and then you show ping pong on top of all that. Like, damn,
Some
probably
good
one of the
shit,
better
right?
animations. Yep.
Yeah.
Dan says
Mambo
there might be
Yuasa.
nothing that only I can do, but leaving without accomplishing anything, but leaving without accomplishing anything, but leaving without accomplishing anything isn't an option. That's from the opening song. That's a freaking tongue twister. That's what it is. My God.
But yeah,
Anyway, yeah.
let's see, Forrest Dan, if you can convince Brew to read it, at least that'll be good because he doesn't listen to me.
Hey, like you guys like never mention like stuff that will leave me sane after. Okay, you guys always give me the suggestions that will make me want to kill myself more, and then you're like,
That's the
no,
good
you shouldn't
shit,
do
son.
that. Oh,
That's the good
don't
shit.
worry, it'll just make you want to kill yourself a bit more, but that's okay. You can die. I mean, not
Yeah,
die.
fix your shit, dude. And then read good stuff.
Yeah, you know what? If my psychiatrist is probably like waiting to kill you guys because you're like, my God, I'm trying with this idiot. I'm trying to fix him, and you're screwing it all up.
Get a new psychiatrist. Clearly, it's not working.
Well, when you
Very
and Dan
obvious.
are working against it, I don't think any psychiatrist in the world can help.
The better one.
I just need to like pop I just need to eat antidepressants like the chips, you know. I just have to be like,
Right.
These people.
If only they came in packets.
well,
See, exactly.
bro, you shouldn't be afraid
Forrest Dan.
of being sad after
That's
reading
what I keep
something.
telling him.
By the way, Sylvanus said Mob Psycho and Ping Pong had trash animation.
Yeah,
see.
he said that as a joke, by the way, in that sketch. You remember? I don't think
I
you've
don't
seen
remember.
that sketch. He
Yeah.
said it as a joke. Yeah, it was one of his sketches.
What doesn't kill you makes you.
Forrest Dan, what doesn't kill you? No, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger is wrong. What doesn't kill you makes you more depressed is right. Also, control 9 cases,
Oh my
tag
god,
mind
he's
break.
just giving tags.
What? I don't know
Culture
what
tags.
that tag is. What are you saying? I have no idea.
That's what happened to Forrest
There's
Dan
an
today.
item called Mindbreaker in Dota, so maybe that. Do you play Dota?
Maybe it is a reference. Yes.
First and
It's a
second,
Dota.
he was joking. Said, oh please, you love Dota too much. Oof. But yeah, beautiful conversation today. I must say was
Yes, this
very
was
very
nice.
enjoyable.
Yes, it was a good podcast.
Audi needs to speak more.
Very interactive. Yes, Audi needs to speak more.
Yeah, I just had an argument for the whole invention thing. Biafra, you're dumb, nothing.
See,
more.
this is what it's like to have opinions, Audi.
Dude,
Maybe.
we should do a kingdom one. I know. I want to see the Mobu argument come up. Holy shit, that'll be
I
hilarious.
just want to see Forrest Dunn say something like Oki sucks or something, and then that will be beautiful.
Yeah, if Forrest Dan doesn't like Oki suck. Oh, Forrest Dan even says I like Mobu, and Audie's like fuck Mobu. That's gonna be a fun argument.
Oki sucks.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to try. My homework is going to be how to run the stream at like ultra low latency so that you guys can talk in real time almost. Like
That'd be fun.
I want Audi to be able to. No, that's not Audi. It's not about your net, you idiot. Each site has its own delay. This thing, you know. Oh my god, better net it seems. Oh, I'm sorry. 1 Gbps isn't good enough for you.
Hey, get back to the point.
Yeah, but that's why I just want Audi and Dan to talk in real time and fight more. That sounds beautiful.
This is not what this podcast is all about, but sure.
That's what the podcast is all about. Talking to people who like anime.
Speaking of which, I did actually watch one episode of something new from the summer list.
Oh, this is new. Holy shit.
This is a surprise for us as well, guys. So these
Can
are
we get 3 guesses, Audi?
I was actually bored as to what it was, so I just ended up.
Can we get guesses?
Yeah, sure.
Brew, go first.
I don't know.
I know, that's why I told you to go first.
I don't even remember the summer anime.
I know, that's why I told you. Hey, go with the flow. Just guess some random.
Boku no Pico.
No.
Sid
Other
Dalton.
one. Tsushima the cat.
No. But I will watch that later on.
Dan says, I know how. Never mind, I don't. The only way.
Yeah.
I really think we broke Dan. He's like sending 3-word sentences and it's been a while. He's been just
Did you
sending.
see Sunny Boy?
No.
The slime isekai.
No. Just for shits and giggles, I would end up watching that at some point, yes.
Dan says the only way is to have a 2-guest podcast. Random Otaku and I are on voice. Oh wow, we can do that on Discord where we're all talking to each other.
Yeah, we can.
Also, I'm not adding you and Audi to one call anytime soon. Okay, probably never.
Especially not
There's
live. Especially not live.
Not even
Too
because
much
I'm scared of
interference.
what you'll say, but because there's like quality content to be made with that. So I would like this to go on for a lot more.
You'd
And so
like to
Random Otaku
exploit
is
it
like,
in
what?
the future.
No, don't worry, Random Otaku. You don't have to do anything. I know you don't like it. It's fine. We're just kidding.
He's humming Hunter x Hunter ending 2. Oh, by the way,
ReZero
you know
2,
the
no.
you know the channel First Take, right? Bro, the Japanese channel First Take, where they get these singers to sing songs.
Yeah.
Remember? Recently, they got burnout syndromes and they sang Phoenix.
Oh,
Yeah. Pretty
I do
cool.
like
It was
burnout
pretty
syndrome.
to listen
Burnout syndrome
to.
is
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Audi, can you just freaking tell us what it is already?
Control 9K is saying ReZero 2. Audi, did you start that? Did you start ReZero?
No way.
No. I started Moriarty, the Patriot.
Oh.
Hey, that's from last. This is not even this season, dude.
Is it? I don't know. I like it. But it just came out, I think. My Netflix has got Moriarty the Patriot blasted over it, and as I got done with Soma, that was the next thing that showed up.
I see.
So like, fuck it, I'll watch this.
Control 9K
I had
says
nothing
Slime
else to watch.
Isekai is good compared to other Isekais. Even though Sword Art Online is the best Isekai. And Dan says we'll be able to settle everything if you could just talk to Audi through voice chat. No, I'm not. No, that's no way. I'm going to squeeze out every last drop of content we can make with that. You guys have shown me how, Sid and I are irrelevant right now. Both of you are going to be what carries this podcast forward. And imagine the more number of people who join, who are involved in the argument, the better. More entertainment for everybody.
Yes. Let's use our viewers for more content.
Works, don't it?
You guys watched Moriarty?
No.
Sid, I know you
told
mentioned
Brew
it the
to
last
watch
week,
it.
but then
yeah,
you
it was
didn't
on
watch
Drew's
it.
list. No.
I have deviated
But
from the
what do you
watch
think?
list a bit. Also, Control 9K Slime Isekai might be good, but Sid's favorite is the Spider Isekai.
No, I cannot do that shit.
We should watch that at some
is
point.
Konosuba and that's it. I'm out.
Tommy123 says yes, ultimate showdown. You are enjoying yourself, Auntie. This is exactly what I'm saying. People should enjoy themselves
Just
like
chilling
this.
in the background, yeah.
We could just keep on disagreeing on voice. No, Dan, now your job is to just come on, to fill chat. Like you chatted and everyone else started chatting as well. So it's time for you to give us some clout,
He says that purposely not settle anything.
Don't worry,
Yes,
Audi is the same. Audi also won't settle anything.
Oh yeah, he'll make the same point again and again, even though it makes no sense, and he won't listen to you,
Makes
and then he'll
all the
just get
sense.
pissed at you and not talk to you. Classic Audi.
Random
Anyways.
Otaku says, okay, so let's talk about Haikyuu, which I watched the first season of. What did you think? I loved the first season of Haikyuu. It was so fun.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, holy shit.
I did not think I would like it that much.
That is also something I was saying Brew to watch for a long time, but he wasn't watching, and he finally watched it. and he
Yeah,
loved
because
the
I
shit
realized
too
it
much.
wasn't some sad shit, that's I found out about it and then I started it.
There is sadness in IQ.
Random Otaku says same. I also only watched Konosuba. Yeah, Konosuba is beautiful. Dan says chat is so
Yeah.
annoying. Also, I will be drowned in the chat. No, I think you want at some point Google YouTube is just going to be like, hey, this dude he sent 5,000 messages in your last stream, so maybe you should talk to him today as well. Once you get popular.
Yes.
Dan believes we'll get popular.
Oh yeah, he believes he'll get
He believes in
popular.
us more than we believe in us.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought we'd just be talking to two people for a few years.
I am actually surprised we have 4 different people we've talked to today. That's amazing.
Yes, it's actually
We have
Slight
Tony123, we
improvement.
have Control 9K, and we have Random Otaku and Forest Dan, and we need more people.
and
Tommy
Varun was there. Varun is
Oh, yeah,
around.
Varun
We've
was
seen
there.
them. Yeah, don't forget Varun.
I think when a couple of other people started chatting, Varun was like, I don't want to talk to these weebs, and he just left.
Tommy123 says, "Have you guys watched Kuroko no Basuke?"
I actually read the whole
course.
thing. Sid has watched it. I read the whole
yeah,
thing.
I've seen it. Yeah,
It was
read it.
it was one of our favorite this thing.
Yeah, I used to like it a lot until I read Slam Dunk. I'll say that.
Dan says, I love the second season. It's my favorite season. Second season of Haikyuu or Konosuba? I'm not sure. You're talking about what that time? I think it was Haikyuu. But yeah.
I think I'm
Kuroko no
guessing.
Basuke was a very inspiring
first
little manga. We wanted to
manga.
play basketball after that. And every time we throw something somewhere, we kept saying Midori Machi as if we were actually
Even
shooting
when we are throwing,
3-pointers.
when we are drinking coffee or energy drinks and we're throwing it in the dustbin.
Yeah, we always say Midori Machi. And
One shot.
okay, so here's the weird thing. I used to play basketball very often, okay, and somehow I miss the most.
Yeah, you miss the most. And my aim is really good. I always tell you.
So every time we throw a freaking wad of paper when we've eaten something, or when we throw something, again, as Sid said, a can or something, I miss it. I
Yeah.
could be right in front of the
you
trash
always
can and
miss
still
it.
miss it.
Yeah.
You were right in front of it and you still missed it.
My God.
You actually
remember
took
that
3
day?
additional steps from the throwing point and you still missed it.
Recently at the bhaji point, I had to put in the
Yeah.
dustbin. He was right in front
Yeah.
of the dustbin.
It just hit the rim and then bounced out and everyone just looked at it. Bruce was just staring at
that
it
was
sadly.
Okay, Tommy123 says, of course they will get popular. Oh, another person believes in us more than we do. Thank you. Random Otaku says Varun never talks. Yeah, but that's okay. Varun's also been here for a
He's
long
busy.
time.
He said he's usually studying.
coding, yeah,
right,
he's
while
coding while he's listening to
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
And Forrest Dan asks, what's your opinion of Run with the Wind? I'm talking about Haikyuu. I don't like Konosuba that much. Konosuba is beautiful,
man, you
okay?
made him-
Dan,
Konosuba is nice, yeah. But yeah, Haikyuu is good. And Run with the Wind, I haven't actually ever read it or seen it, so I don't know. It seems like a running this thing from the title, I'm guessing.
my God.
Maybe about marathons, about running,
Manga
about
about
something
Usain
like that.
Bolt.
Oh, it was adapted by
Saying
Production
get good
IG.
brew.
Said that should make you want to do it.
Yeah, maybe I'll check it out actually. Let's see. There is
Hey, I'm good, okay? I was a basketball player at some point in my life. I almost played for the
Player.
school team
player.
once.
Yes.
Almost.
Yeah, I shifted out before I could do that. That's not my fault.
Oh no, unfortunate. Otherwise, you would have been representing India at the NBA.
No,
or something.
I would have gotten my ass kicked at the first local tournament I went to, but at least I could say that I was a basketball player, you know. Now I have no proof. I'm like, I'll be like, yeah, I almost got selected for the team, and they're like, yeah, oh, good shit, fuck you. But then if I actually was, I'd be like, yeah, I was in my school team, and they'd be like, oh, you were in your school team. Wow, that's cool.
Weeb101 basketball stream coming soon.
Yeah, it doesn't sound cool if I say I almost got into the school team. That just sounds like loser. But if you say I was in the school team, now that is impressive. Like, whoa, school team, damn.
this thing. Remember, Audie? Audie, do you want to play basketball again? About what?
Sure, I don't mind.
After what happened, you're the reason we stopped, right?
Did we?
You caused a mini earthquake in Nehru that day.
Yes, nearly.
Okay, Dan says it's a 7 to 8 out of 10 Konosuba. Yeah, and actually, I really enjoyed Konosuba.
I agree with that. If I had to rate Konosuba, I'd give it like a 5 or 6.
I would agree with 7 to 8, he says, and then says I would give it 5 or 6.
Yeah, I'm saying it's in the same range.
Is
it wouldn't be a 8,
out of
9
10,
or 10.
is it really in the same range?
Yeah, there's lots of stuff that I really love that's 10 and 9 and 8 for me. Konosuba is not up there. It's good, but it's not up there.
Rana Botako says I like Konosuba when I first watched it. It's still barely in my top 10. Yeah, I think Konosuba did a really good job. Yeah, it's about running, lol. Yeah, we realized. I have never been a runner, so that you guys are probably better than me in any way. Because even when I was a kid, I used to hate running. I couldn't run a lot, except for basketball, which I also sucked at. So
yeah, I think
running,
for sports, I didn't run that much. I was mostly the defender or goalkeeper.
Yeah,
and I hated the baton pass.
Relay.
The
relay.
Relay. Yeah, fuck that shit.
No, also when we played football in my school, everybody hated me, so they'd make me stand next to the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper would be like, "Go away from here." So I'd just stand alone in a corner and wait for the ball to come near me. And then I would get scared because another guy was throwing stones at me, so I'd just not play.
Yeah, I completely forgot about the guy. I keep getting surprised with the fact that you had a guy who kept pelting stones.
He made it his life's purpose to throw stones. What can I do?
Hey, Faizan is saying, I agree with Sid's 5 or 6. Rana Botako says Konosuba was 7 for me. Faizan says, I say 7, 8 so people don't get mad. And Rana Botako says, I like season 2 more.
Hold on. What is...
I like season
Dan,
1 more. I'm not a big fan of season 2 actually.
Dan, what is your logic of saying 7 to 8 to us so that people don't get mad after you spent 1.5 hours arguing with Audie about something else?
So that they get mad at me.
You like it. You think it's a 7 to 8. Don't lie to me, Dan.
Dude, I can't run like really fast compared to runners, but I bet I could. I'm faster than both of you.
Oh, yeah, of course.
For
Random
sure.
Otaku says I loved running as a 5 to 10 year old. Yeah, even I liked it when I was 5 to 10, but then after 10, like my body weight just kept getting bigger and bigger.
When is the
amount
last
I
time
could
you
run
guys
became.
ran?
Last time I ran.
Could you?
Yes.
This isn't a stream for personal attacks, so could you like shut the
I'm
fuck
just
up?
asking. I'll tell you mine. It was yesterday. What about you?
I see.
Dan says
Honestly,
Lama
when do you
stones on him.
remember?
I didn't
6
feel like
months ago?
arguing again. I see we have exhausted the Dan. And also, don't laugh at stones being thrown on me. That guy was a maniac, okay? Stupid brew. What do you mean? How am I stupid?
Maybe that guy who was pelting stones at you was Forrest then.
No, I'm pretty sure that guy couldn't like talk proper English sentences. So
So it was Forrest Dan.
Bruce's backstory was the same as me. I relate. Random Otaku, yes. In some ways, I was the random otaku of my class. Yes.
Yes, you were the random.
Works, don't it?
Dude, you know, I used to run with when I was in school. We had a race. I remember. Okay, like a 100 meters dash, basically. And in the race, Bob from who used to live next to my house. You know that guy.
Yeah.
He was running with me. Was right next to me.
I can't imagine him running, to be very honest with you.
I'll tell you, he won the race.
Wow.
And I'll tell you how. So he's a really big guy, right?
Yeah.
And he started off early before all of us.
Okay.
And the way he ran, we were running on like a muddy, dusty, sandy like pitch, you know.
Yeah.
So the way he ran, he was displacing sand with the back of his legs into our eyes. And
oh my god.
continuously, and we were like, we're trying to run. And that's his tactic to how he won. He always used his like force and size to win. Even when we were playing, when we used to play football with him, he used to run at you with the ball, and if you don't move out of the way, you're gonna fly away. You're gonna fly out of the pitch.
When you said 100 meters dash, I got reminded the guy who was throwing stones at people during football also throws stones at people in the same bracket, and unfortunately, I was there as well, so I could never escape that fucker. And
Did
also,
you ever think of throwing a stone back at him?
No, are you mad? He's a literal mental case. He would have come and murdered me after that or something.
Maybe that'll fix his shit if he's hit with a stone.
Oh my god. Also, Dan is like making fun of me. I can imagine you standing there bleeding, stones still being thrown. Believe in myself. Power of friendship. I won't give up. Yeah, see, I didn't do all of that, okay? I was like in a corner and then I still got stones flung at me. That was probably the most involvement I had with the rest of my class. So... wasn't the funnest time, but I didn't start bleeding and shit because he would throw them at your feet to distract you from hitting the ball, you see.
I see.
And while we're running, he would throw it at your feet to like try to trip you up. and you know, weird thing, everybody knew about it. Even the teachers knew about it, okay? It's just that when they came, he would like toss the stones down and just nonchalantly walk away as if nothing happened. And nobody could get any proof. And then all the popular guys were all on his side, and then they were like, okay, don't throw stones on me and be cool. And he would throw stones at like select people.
So it was like a normal like trade sort of thing after a certain point.
It was a freaking case of corruption in the freaking classroom is all I can say. That guy was a stoner. You know, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure he is right now.
And Drew was stoned.
And we go to Dr. Stone. Wow, full circle. He got stoned with coke. Okay, Random Otaku is trying to get me arrested.
No, Drew was pretty stoned. With stones, of course.
Of course.
Not saying anything.
Yeah, we aren't on the Joe Rogan podcast here. I'm not Elon Musk.
There is truth in there.
I'm not Elon Musk.
He's not Elon Musk. He's worse.
How am I worse than Elon freaking Musk?
We're talking about stoning, bro.
But still, how am I worse than Elon Musk in anything?
Yeah, actually,
unless you're talking about riches.
Bad when it comes to stoning. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm not that big an asshole.
Or the medieval
era pretty innocent. He's pretty, yeah. Audi, on the other hand, big stone. He
Dr.
loves stoning.
Stone, Audi, says Dan. I really like how Dan has adopted our way of saying the name. You know, he does it through. Oh, now he's gone into Naruto mode. Forest Dan, Audi, Forest Dan, Audi. And Dan says, I'm talking about the guy, yes. That guy shall not be named ever, but still. Good guy.
His name is Bob.
No, I won't even grace him with Bob.
Oh, you
he doesn't deserve the title of Bob.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
My God. Wasn't he called Fob in the last episode?
No, Fob was the guy who I told you about just now. That's Fob.
Yes. Audi
the guy that you were locked in a room with for a long time suspiciously.
Audi and Fob were in a room for a suspiciously long amount of time.
This is the first time they met each other. And they locked themselves and they did something in that room. No one knows what
to this day, we have no idea what went on in that room.
Yeah.
All we can say is they came out sweaty.
Yeah. They were very suspicious. Like, what did you all do?
There were no fans in that room. What do you want?
And
there was a fan in that room, liar.
There wasn't a fan.
There was a fan. It was my house. Of course, I know there was a fan there.
There wasn't a fan in that room.
There was a fan there.
It was an extremely hot day. What do you want?
Sure. It was a hot day.
It got pretty hot. The story of Audi and Bob.
Okay, Random says he's worse at making money than Elon. Yeah, that's what I said. Don't count the money. I'm not an asshole like him, is my point. Also, Beth
that
Jesus,
guy is
yes.
Ling Ling. Are you making a two-set violent reference or something? Memes and other YouTubers memes in our chat now.
Lama, you know about Ling Ling too?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Unfortunately, we get cancelled for the shit we say because we don't have Ling Ling insurance.
The Bruce Stoner's name was Ling Lung. He was Chinese and then he created the... Okay, that's a little racist. Maybe you shouldn't say stuff like that.
Maybe you shouldn't repeat what he says out loud like that.
Hey, I'm just engaging with chat.
Just read it in your head and then maybe process it before just reading it out like a script.
Okay, Random Otaku, don't say stuff like that. That's not good to joke about people like that. You wouldn't like it if somebody said jokes about that for your bongs. Okay, I'm kidding, but I can just because Sid is Bengali, I keep saying bongs.
I like how you went on a pedestal and jumped right off of it. Fucking it.
It's from a different country, dude.
Hey, bongs are bongs in the end, okay?
He's Bangladeshi.
Don't you mean Bangladeshi?
By the way, the Bengali he speaks and the Bengali we speak is also kind of different. It's very difficult for me to understand.
That was a good joke there. Okay, Sid just ignored it. Yeah, I know. I know that's a joke, but when you put it up on...
Yeah, we know.
When you put it up in a place where too many people can see it, it can lead to problems. Like somebody might
YouTube
feel
has
like
a lot
it's...
of rules, dude. We say something, they're like, you're out, bye-bye, have fun, never creating anything over here
and
again.
Especially on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook
Twitch also,
and Twitter, where we are streaming all at the same time. They will... There's a very good chance that we can get flagged for it.
We are just trying to avoid, not being anything.
Taku laughed at my bong joke. See, he liked it. That was a good one.
Hey, I've heard too much of it. I'm tired of that.
Hey,
shit.
when have I ever said Bangladeshi except this time?
That's how they say it as well.
Is it? Oh my god, I'll be so... I think Sid is just like trying...
I'm pretty sure they say it like that.
No, they don't.
Bro, I just remembered. We were talking about fucking sweets, and I said gulab jamun, and that's not how you say it, gulab jamun or something.
No, I didn't say that. It was rasgulla. I said we say rashgulla. Yeah. We say rashgulla.
No, it's not like you shouldn't joke. Joke all you want. Just don't joke about like topics that can make other people feel bad, because that... It's basically like you said, you share my backstory. This is making sure you... Tommy123 says, bro, you got cold. No, I don't have a cold actually. It's just that something irritated my nose and I sneezed, and now it's just like bugging me. It will go away in a short while. I actually already fell asleep. I got a cold and fell asleep for a week with Weeb101 as well before. So no, I won't catch a cold for a long time.
Good while.
Guys who use Bing is Bangladeshi.
That's a good one.
I like Kalo Jam. What is Kalo Jam?
Oh, Kalo Jamun. Kalo Jamun is also a type of gulab jamun.
Isn't it?
It's basic. Kalo is black, right? Black jamun.
So, okay, I see.
Yeah. No,
These
usually
bongs,
gulab jamun...
What can I say about these bongs?
Audi made me feel bad and he retracted his message. Audi, dude, what did you do? You destroyed someone today.
Who did I destroy?
Or is Dan?
Or because of latency.
Makes sense.
I will figure out this how to get the latency down more. It would be really fun to do that. Audi and Dan fighting in real. You know what, Sid? Our job is done. We just sit back and we let these guys do their thing. And the episode is done.
We both have to get involved as well.
Yeah, of course, we'll get involved, but then the main show will be you and Dan.
No.
Just wait, Dan is going to keep ready. Okay, Audi, what are you going to read next? Dan, you know what? Just get your unpopular opinions ready. Audi, what are you going to read next?
I don't know.
Said Moriarty, right?
Yeah, probably watch some Moriarty.
Okay, Dan Moriarty. Go for
he's
it.
finishing Dr. Stone. We have more Dr. Stone to come.
No, the problem with Audi is when he starts one series, we talk about it for 3 weeks.
No, it will probably be complete by next week.
Yeah, holy shit.
By the way, when will the stream end? We will end in 2 minutes.
Very soon, yes. We've reached our time, yeah. Not that we have time, but yeah.
Dan says Audi 101. That is a very interesting format idea. Audi 101.
It isn't.
On Saturdays, we could just be like Audi talking, and on Wednesdays, we're all together.
Yeah, that works.
No.
That works.
I'm out. Bye.
What hate? Science 101, Dan 101, next week. Hey, I would gladly teach people science, okay? I will gladly teach people science.
Next week I'll destroy Audi.
Oh, wow. Once he's done reading.
Let's see.
Do you see Audi flexing
Jokes
his guns
on
right
you,
now?
Dan.
Do
You
you see
finish
those
reading
guns?
it.
Do you see those guns?
Yeah.
You really want to mess with Audi?
Okay, Dan, I must say I have been on the receiving end of Audi's violence and it has destroyed me. So please be careful. Without going into too much detail about it, without mentioning any details
for the
about
100th episode.
Oh, what? No, fuck you. Like the 1,000th episode or something. I'm not selling that cheap.
100.
1,000. Hey, you want to change the bikini thing of yours to 10,000 Audi? You wanted 10,000 views and you got. Of course you are. Hey,
of course not.
Dan put Audi in a bikini and then destroy him.
Hey, 1,000 wrestling between Brew and Audi. Wrestling match.
Okay, but that's pretty much it for this episode. Next time we'll try to be a little more focused on Reddit and Instagram as well, because we did get a lot of viewers on Reddit.
Yes.
The little time we were there, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure nobody wanted to come to YouTube. But thank you guys for joining, and thank you guys for talking so much. It was really, really fun, and we shall continue this next week. We shall have on Saturday, but on Wednesday we'll be back with our last take podcast, which will be just a few topics we're going to talk about. But yeah, next week get ready
See what
for.
Dan is saying before you finish.
Domestic violence. Many people suffer, including Brew. Please help Brew. Donate now. Yes, we have a buy me a coffee, so you can donate. Yes, Dan. Very, very thankful for your rescue from the. Okay, you know what? He's so pathetic and miserable. That's taking it a bit too far. But yeah, thank you guys for joining. We'll be back next Saturday for a
coming next.
full Dr. Stone discussion, argument, and other stuff before that. Audi has taken off his glove, but yeah, bye.
Bye.
Yeah. खत्म हो गया क्या?
Yes. Wait, one second. I'll just put a message and then in chat. Tommy is laughing.
You asshole! You didn't end it. Fucking hell.
He didn't?
Already chat is on.
No, I saw the stream. I have it on in the background. I knew it.
Damn it!
I knew it.
No, it is ended. I'm not kidding. It is ended.
It
It is ended. Oh,